I have officially survived over 500 days in hardcore Minecraft, and I thought what better of an idea than to compile all of the videos that I have made up to this point into one big full movie. You can see how my editing progresses from episode 1 to 7, and my friends, you can watch 5 months of progress all condensed down into one video. So enjoy as I survive 500 days in hardcore Minecraft. What's going on, everybody? It's Eagle here, and welcome to a brand new hardcore Minecraft series. The most recent trend has been the Minecraft Forever world, and I have always wanted one for myself. So in this video, we're going to make a fantastic start to that, building this beautiful starter base. If you guys enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it helps out so much. I am trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, so subscribe. But without any further ado, this is the start to the hardcore Minecraft world I have always wanted. Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Eagle, and welcome back to Hardcore Minecraft. As you can see, we are in a brand new world, which I put in a completely random seed, and the spawn is beautiful. I mean, look at it. We can already see there's mountains up there, and around this area, there's a bunch of plains areas. But, we already know what we have to do first. Punch tree. This is your first time seeing me. I am Eagle, and I am a Minecraft YouTuber. Just gonna start by making a pickaxe. Mine up 3 stone. Create a stone pickaxe. Alright, now we've got 64 stone, and now let's make a full set of stone tools. Just gather up a little bit of wood. And dude, look at these flowers. Seems we've spawned in a flower forest, and I think that is awesome. Let's come over here and grab some of this coal. Only 2, alright. If we want to survive this hardcore world, we're gonna have to get some food, and that starts with you, Mr. Chicken. Also, now we know there's a beehive here. That's great. Ooh, look at this mountain. Ooh, powdered snow. Have to avoid that. I guess it's pretty useful. We can find a lot of cool stuff up here. Ooh, look at that. I want to head over there. But first, let's see if we can find any more extra coal and iron. Whoa, that is a deep hole. Ooh, look at that big old plains biome. That looks so good. Also, I see some sunflowers over there. Ooh, look at this big old cave. That's so cool. Alright, it's about to get dark, so let's start smelting up some of our iron. Alright, we're throwing down our old tools into the pit of despair. Actually, they didn't fall too far. Okay, I just had to hop into free camp for a second here because look at this. Look at how freaking big this cave is. I mean, this is an awesome cave that I'd want to build in. Like, I mean, this is beautiful. Also, why are there so many creepers right there? But let's get out of there because our iron is finished smelting up and I want to go and explore. But alright, let's head out and look, and oh my gosh, this place is beautiful. Look over there. I mean, there's a village too. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't been exploring very much, but I think this might be the place where we settle down. But first, I do need some food, so... Alright, Mr. Cow. Sorry, buddies, but we needed that 12 steak. Alright, now we've got a pretty decent amount of food. Ooh, there's another village off in the distance. Alright, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves. First, we have to get these cows. Hello, Mr. Villager. I'm taking all of your food. Hey, Mr. Villager, I'm taking your stone cutter. That's a lot of apples. Taking your brewing stand. All of you guys' crops are clutch. Thank you. Ooh, look over there. Kind of almost forgot I need a bed. Then I headed over to the village that we saw earlier. Alright, let's go to sleep. This is an awesome view. Don't worry, guys, I'll return. Oh, there's also dark oak over there. Whoa, this is a beautiful area. This might have to be where we settle down. Alright, I've decided that this is where we are going to call home. So let's set down the furnace and the crafting table. Let's make a little chest right here. Empty out our whole inventory. After settling down, I went out to the dark oak forest biome and also the jungle biome to get some saplings. I also ended up finding some melons, cocoa beans, and bamboo. Alright guys, so I need to go over to the village to grab those spruce trees, and I was thinking we should make an iron farm. Because in my most recent 100 days video, it ended up being one of the best things I've ever done to start a world. So let me go get some materials and hit the time lapse. And alright guys, the iron farm is finished and you can see it's already working. That honestly took a little bit too long for it to be a day 1 iron farm, but I'm not complaining. We do actually have a zombie villager in here just in case we need it for any reason. But yeah, you saw the shenanigans in the time lapse. And I see a lot of golems spawning, which is great. Check the chest again. 7 more iron. Let's go. But now that we have our iron farm set up, there's a little area that needs some terraforming. So let's pop into free cam here for just a second. And I wanted to show you guys this little area down here. I want to make a flattened out area that can easily be accessible and that can hold a lot of basic farms. I want to plant stuff like trees, fields, even get some animals and some pens. But first, you can kind of see that this area looks a little bit strange. But I want to fix that by terraforming and flattening out this entire area, which is going to take a lot of dirt and grass. So this might be a little bit of a big project, but you know, I'm always down for some terraforming. So let's hit the first time lapse of the video and terraform that area. Let's go. And alright guys, we have finished flattening out this area down here. Come under, you can see how I had to get a bunch of dirt from under here, but I mean, we did it and it looks good, so we're good. But now that we have this area where we can do pretty much anything we want, I think that we should start by placing down some trees. And alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have planted the field and also our sugarcane and the bamboo, if you can see it right there. I promise you this is all temporary. If you know me, I'm a builder. I love aesthetic. This is not aesthetic in any means at all, so I'm going to be fixing this at some point. But this is just for the beginning times, just so I can, you know, gather up a lot of materials. But now I want to do one more thing in this area right here, and that is to gather up a bunch of animals and some pens, just so that we can have them and don't have to get them later. And alright guys, we have all of our animals into their pens, including chickens, cows, sheep, and pigs. I'm going to be trying my best to breed these up as often as possible because I'll be doing other stuff. But now what's on my agenda is I want to go and get some acacia wood, but also see if we can get some other types of woods. Because right now we have spruce. Oh, what the heck? I didn't even see those over there. That's like the third group that spawned in recently. But anyways, we have spruce, jungle, oak, dark oak, and birchwood, but there's a few others that are missing. So without any further ado, let's go on a little journey and gather up as many as we can. So we went out on a journey mainly to find some acacia wood, but we also ended up finding some cherry wood as well. Alright, we've made it back with the stuff that we needed, and I'm thinking now it is time to go down into the depths and do a little bit of mining, because I think that it would be nice if we could get up to level 30 perchance, because I do need silk touch to gather up some mushroom stem for the starter base, so we need to do a lot of stuff before we get anywhere close to doing that. After doing all that mining, we came across a skeleton spawner that we might come back to in the future. Alright, after a long session of mining, I decided we should check our iron farm, and that is a lot of iron, so if you guys wanted to know how long I was down there for, that I guess shows how long we were down there for. But there are two pretty massive things that I ended up finding down there. When we went down into the caves, we also found a skeleton spawner. And let me hop into free cam here, because if you come just over the hill and follow this trail of of torches, you can see that straight down from right here, that is where the skeleton spawner is. So definitely I'm going to want to go and get that into an XP farm because that'd be super useful. But in terms of what we found, let's check this chest. We got 9 diamonds, a bunch of lapis, a bunch of copper, which is going to be used in our starter base, a bunch of redstone, iron, some gold. We also found some iron horse armor and stuff, which would be awesome to have a horse like you, buddy, but I can't find any saddles anywhere. But I'm thinking let's take 3 diamonds and create our first diamond pickaxe of the series. We're already level 26, but we are lacking on sugarcane and cows. So there's going to be a little bit more grinding before we actually level up enough to be able to enchant. But as long as we keep breeding these dudes up, I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's also expand our sugarcane farm a little bit. And I think that we should come over here and harvest up our field. Alright, so we have just finished farming this field right here, and I think that it is time to just go over here and harvest up all these trees and replant them and, you know, keep that cycle going for a little while. While I'm doing that, I want to be trying my best to breed the animals as well because I want to have an enchantment setup soon, and the sugarcane is growing pretty slow as well. So yeah, I guess let's hit another time lapse and chop down all these trees. And alright guys, we have been chopping down trees for, I'd say, an hour and a half, probably 2 hours or so. And this is how much wood that we have been able to acquire. That is a good amount. I don't think any birch tree spawned, which was kind of weird, but I don't know. I moved the cobblestone layer above because I assume that's probably what it was. But they're still not growing, so I'm not sure. But in the time lapse, you could have seen that we were also breeding up the cows and sheep a lot. And I'd say our cow supply is coming in real good. Let's harvest up the sugarcane real quick. And I'm also thinking we should harvest up our field again. Alright, now that we are done harvesting and replanting our field, I think we should breed our animals one more time before we take them out. They're so loud, oh my gosh. Alright guys, it's time to go. Alright, now there are just a bunch of children left. Sorry guys. And we didn't even get enough leather, I don't even think. Oh my gosh. The sheep, I'll let you guys stay, because I might need you guys for some light gray wool. You guys you have a happy life. And you chickens, keep laying eggs please. Oh, we have enough leather, that's good. We're just waiting on sugarcane, and once we get that, we'll need a little bit of obsidian and we'll be good. I'm debating whether or not I should take these guys out because they're lagging my game really bad. But there's a little terraforming project that I want to do around here, and I'm gonna need a lot of different stones. So let's go back into that big cave that we found earlier and gather a bunch of it. But first, I'm kind of really curious to see how much iron we have. Alright, the farm still seems to be working pretty well, so let's see how much we have. Jeez, that's a lot of iron. Now do you guys see why I did it in the first episode? Oh my gosh, it's so useful. We're on day 33 too. But anyways, let's go. Hey, are you subscribed? I am on a mission to get 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you guys want to support your boy out, make sure you go down there and press that subscribe button. While you're down there, like the video too. It helps me out so much, and I'm thankful for every single one of you guys. But with that being said, let's get back into the video. And alright guys, we have returned from our little mining session, and we ended up getting a bunch of tuff and andesite, also some cobblestone. And my plan is to do a little bit of terraforming down here to make the transition from up here to down there just a little bit smoother. So let's hit another time lapse and do a little terraforming because it's going to bring this area together super well. Alright, so we have finally finished this big terraforming session, and I'm not quite sure if I like this little area over here. I might make a little bit of a slope to get up there, just so it makes it look a little bit better. But I don't know about that. But what I do want to do though is I want to take this and push it back just a little bit, just to add a little bit more detail. Alright, but I do think that since we have enough sugarcane now, that it is time to start an enchantment setup. So first, let's mine up all of this lava right here. Alright guys, so 4 lava buckets and 32 obsidian later, we finally have enough stuff to create our enchantment setup. And let's create an enchantment table. Now let's take these books and create bookshelves out of them. 15 bookshelves, pretty nice. And I have absolutely no idea where to put this, so let's just put it right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now let's place enchantment table, and now we have a full level 30 enchantment. Fortune 2, I'm not doing that. Alright, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I also downloaded a mod. It makes stuff pop up a little bit. I think it's pretty cool. Been waiting for it to download for a little while, so it's nice. I think we should breed up our animals real quick, just to get that 34th level. Hello, guys. Alright, and that is level 34. We're gonna have to take out these guys pretty soon as well, and also harvest up this field. Now that we have that 34th level, let's just come over here and just enchant a sword. It's just a little dull enchant. Sharpness 1, alright, it helps. But let's look at Fortune 3, possibly? I'm breaking 3. I'm probably gonna have to take that risk. Unless our axe has Silk Touch, which I don't think it does. But let's put this in there and... Ooh, but our axe does have Silk Touch, so I think that we're going to have to get this. Silk Touch efficiency 4, I'm breaking 3, perfect. So I'm not really bummed about the pickaxe at all because Silk Touch is really all I was looking for. Now we can gather up all of the Silk Touch things that we need for our starter base. One thing I really want to do though is make a diamond shovel and hopefully get a good enchant on that. Obviously we don't have enough levels right now, but I just want to check to see if we get full efficiency 4. Silk Touch, ooh, I like that. So I'm thinking we should breed up our cows one more time and take a bunch of them out. Also, we should harvest up this field right here. So let's do it. Alright, so we have just thinned down the population a little bit, and I think that we have enough levels to enchant our shovel. But the question is, should we try to go for Silk Touch and hope for efficiency 4, or what? Alright, so let's try this shovel out, and hopefully we can get efficiency 4. Let's go! That's gotta be the luckiest thing that we've gotten so far. That is going to make terraforming this area 1,000 times easier. So with that monumental thing, I think we should initiate a little bit of another terraforming time lapse and really finish off this area to build our starter base. And alright guys, we are finally finished with flattening out this entire area. And I'm thinking we're going to put the starter base right here. I was thinking of putting on the hill before, but it's just kind of too small and it doesn't really fit the area that much. So the starter base is going to go right here. And before we gather up materials for it, I actually want to finish chopping down all of the trees over here just so that we can get rid of this eyesore. But right before we did that, we enchanted this axe with efficiency 4. And alright guys, the area is finally finished getting cleaned up. We removed all the trees that were planted and also this field right here. And I've been trying my best to thin down this over here because at one point I was getting like 15 FPS whenever I looked in this direction. So I kind of had to clear up a bunch of those animals. But the only thing I have left over here is sugarcane and a little template if I want to grow any more trees. I have it like this just so that the podzol doesn't spread. And now I think about it, I should kind of light up this area because it's not lit up anymore. But I have gotten over 33 levels, so I think we should try to enchant our diamond pickaxe with a little bit of a better enchant. Efficiency 4 and breaking 3, yeah, it's alright. I really want fortune though, so I'm gonna come and see if there is an iron pickaxe I can enchant. Alright, new iron pickaxe acquired. Please give us fortune 3, and it's the same thing. Ugh, guess we have a decent pickaxe back here. But we've spent a lot of time over here, and I'm super curious to see how much iron we have. Alright, let's check and see. That's a lot. Let's take all of this home and also all of these flowers. I think we have iron for pretty much the rest of the series. But we have been grinding for a long time and I think I need a little bit of a building break. So I think that means going out and gathering up all of the rest of the materials I need for our starter base. So let's do that right now.
2,000 years later.
And alright guys, after a couple hours of gathering materials, this is everything that we need to build up the starter base of Hardcore Season 2. So without any further ado, let's hop into the time lapse and build this base up. And alright guys, that right there is a pretty awesome starter base. I just realized I missed a sign right there though. I'd say pretty much the only things that we need to do is go to these planter boxes and add a couple of flowers and greenery, but also go inside and add the interior. I'm thinking we should take a couple of dark oak saplings, some cornflowers, oxeye daisies, alliums of course, poppies, lily of the valleys, and even pink petals. Now that I think about it, I also want to go and add some lanterns around the entire area, so let's create a bunch of torches and lanterns. Alright y'all, I do think that is a finished build now. I went around, added some lanterns, but also I filled out all of the flower boxes, which I think it looks super awesome now. There's so much color. And also I love how the copper grates are sort of starting to oxidize now too, so they're starting to add even more color. I'm excited about the inside though because there's just so much space in here. So why don't we get started on an interior, shall we? And alright guys, we have been doing a lot of work. Opening the door, we come in and see our 2 illager banners. Then to the right, we have a little barrel storage area. I was thinking I might add some tables right here, but it's not really needed, so I don't know. But when you come up to this little level, we have the enchantment setup. I think it fits in perfectly with this little jet out. And when you come all the way upstairs, we have a bunch of storage on these 2 sides. And through here, we have our bed. The top layer doesn't have anything yet, so if you guys have any ideas, leave them down in the comments. Oh yeah, and also, so a lot of people like asking for my seed, and there it is. Just before anybody ask me in the comments, because that is one of the main comments that I answer. So if you guys still ask, I know you didn't watch the video. But I'm thinking the only thing we have left to do is just make a pathway in front of our house. And pretty much the only thing I want to connect it to is our path right here, because we don't know what we're putting down here yet. So I think we should get started on that right now. And alright guys, the pathway is finally finished. See, I had to grow a jungle tree there to get some vines. And that's because I added a little leaf barrier right here, and I think it adds a bunch of detail to this cliff. Having the vines and leaves hang over, I think adds a lot. We also changed this down here to a courser pathway. But I know the path was supposed to be the final thing of the video, but I think we need to do just one more thing. This area right here could really use a nice custom tree. Just a little bit too flat. So I'm just going to add a custom tree, and if anything else comes to mind, I'm probably gonna add that too. Alright guys, we made this area look 10 times better. After the time lapse, I ended up adding this little sort of hay bale sort of pile thing, and I also added a little mini wagon. Then I dotted some flowers around, and yeah. Also add this little custom wheat field over here to the side, and I think it fills up the space pretty well. When everything is all fully grown and it's all yellow, it'll look way better. But finally, the main attraction, the tree. I try to pack in as much detail as possible here, where you can look up and see the actual branches. You can also see a little spore blossom giving off those particles, and I added even a little sort of sea here, so you guys might see a couple of intros from right here. But I also added some glow berries and some hanging lanterns. But this is one of the most beautiful trees I've ever built, and I'm so extremely proud of it. Who knows, in a couple of weeks I might look back at this and think that it's bad. But yeah, this place is looking so awesome. But okay, the absolute final thing of the video, let's move all of our junk from out here into the starter base. And alright, so we have just finally moved all of these chests and clutter from over here into the starter base. And on day 74, I think it is time to call this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 1 of the new hardcore series. This series has so much potential, and I'm so excited to see what comes of it. Also, thank you for all of the support on the 100 days video. It's doing super well right now, and if you guys wanted 200 days, like I said, let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Peace. What's going on, everybody? It's Eagle here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Hardcore Minecraft. Last episode, we built this absolutely beautiful starter base and also this pretty cool tree. But our animals aren't really living the best life. So in this video, we are going to build a massive barn, giving them a home. We're also going to terraform our area, giving it some much needed changes. If you enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, as we are now on the way to 3,000 subscribers. The support I've been getting recently has been tremendous, and I'm so thankful for you all. But without any further ado, let's get straight into the episode. And alright guys, stepping out of the starter base that we built in episode 1, which go watch it if you haven't, I'm so excited to dive back into our hardcore world. And today I have a pretty big goal, and that is to get these animals into their own home. I want to do little terraforming over in this area and build a big barn for them. Eventually, I also want to tear down this big hill that I have right here. Once I do, it'll open up this entire area and make it look just so much better. But before we do any of that, I think that we should do a little bit of enchanting on our tools. So I think I'm just going to make a little bit of an iron pickaxe and see what we get. Put it in there, efficiency 4, okay, I might take that chance. We just need to grab a little bit of lapis somewhere. Oop, there it is. So let's enchant our pickaxe, and we got silk touch, so that's pretty good. So now we have a really good silk touch pickaxe, but it's only iron. Guess it'll make gathering stone a little bit easier. But let's make another pickaxe and see what this one gets. I'm breaking 3, or I'm thinking that we should grindstone our diamond pickaxe. Put it in there, see what we get. Fortune 3, that is exactly what I was looking for. That is so lucky. Let's go. I knew I had to do that. This tree's been here for a little bit too long, so let's chop it down. Also, you guys might notice that I added a little bit of a texture pack, and that just makes this grass go down a little bit more. I sort of love it, so I'm gonna keep it. Anyways, the tree is gone now, and I'm thinking that now that we have this Fortune 3 pickaxe, we should do a little bit of mining. If we could get full diamond armor this episode, that'd be amazing. So let's make a couple of iron pickaxes. I'm thinking we should go back to that cave that we were in last episode. After heading down into the cave, I dug out a small area where I could then do some diamond mining. And alright guys, after digging out this room, we actually found some diamonds. Let's mine them up Fortune 3 and see what we get. Got 6 diamonds out of 3. Okay, that's pretty good. And okay guys, I think we should do a bunch of mining because I want to get a bunch of diamonds. Let's go. And alright guys, returning home from our mining adventure, we got a lot. Starting with the main attraction, of course, we have 42 diamonds. That is enough for a bunch of tools and armor. We also got a bunch of gold and a lot of redstone and lapis. So I'm thinking we should do the honors right now by making our first chest plate, our first helmet, our first pair of boots, and finally our first leggings. And let's put them bad boys on. Ooh, we're looking kitted up, y'all. Let me get some cobblestone smelting over here. You guys will see in a minute why. Now that we have a full set of diamond armor, I think we need to make a full set of diamond tools. And pretty much the only 3 things I need to make is a diamond sword, a diamond axe, and the most slept on tool in the whole game, a diamond hoe. But I'm thinking let's come over here and survey our options in an enchantment table. Sword, fire aspect 2, okay. Axe, unbreaking 3, okay. Let's check out our armor. Our helmet, respiration 3, unbreaking 3, depth strider 3, and unbreaking 3. I was thinking we should enchant our helmet because respiration 3 is absolutely awesome. And we got protection 3. Let's go. Now that the stone is smelted up, we can put it in for one more set. Let's put these extra tools that we made in this chest. Right now, I'm thinking that we should repair our shovel because quite a bit of terraforming is coming up. 2 diamonds, not that bad. If you guys have any name suggestions for our diamond shovel, please let me know. But let's put our diamonds in the chest and take this stone that we smelted earlier, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an armor stand. Come right here, make one just to commemorate our first set of iron armor. We're going to put it all on this armor stand and celebrate it. You did me so well, Iron Armor. But what I really want to do, and as I mentioned earlier about the terraforming, I want to fix this little hill area up right here. Going to hop in the free cam for just a second here. I want to make a nice little curve right here that wraps around and smooths out this landscape. I also want to remove this hill, which I may or may not do. And the goal for the video is to build our giant barn for all of our animals right here. But with that being said, guys, let's get straight into the terraforming. And oh my gosh, guys, after about 3 or 4 hours of digging, we finally terraformed this whole area over here, took away this hill, and also got rid of that big ugly mound of dirt. I think our area looks 10,000 times better now, especially since we smoothed out this hill right here. Removing that little mound really just opens up this area. Also, removing this big ugly joker lets us expand towards this way. But guys, I think that we should get into the material grind for our big barn that we're gonna build. Doing it a little bit early doesn't really hurt nobody. So let's go gather up a bunch, and I mean a bunch of materials, and build up this barn. Alright guys, so here are all of the materials needed to build our giant barn. So without any further ado, let's give our animals a place to stay and build this bad boy up. And alright guys, that is the barn. This place honestly came out so freaking good, and I love it. I love the interior, how you can jump over these little carpets, and it's sort of an open interior. I want to get cows, sheep, chickens, and pigs inside of here as well. I like how you can look this way and sort of watch the sunset as well. That looks pretty cool. But then when you come up these ladders, I didn't really add anything up here, so if you guys have any more ideas of what I should add in another interior, let me know. But then up here we have more open windows, and finally on the side we added some horse stables. I really like this. Now if we ever get any horses, we can just ride them up in here, and now they have a home. And this is what it looks like at night, nice and lit up. I'm honestly so proud of how this barn came out. This is my best barn I've ever made. I love the extra little jet out at the top. It adds like a bunch of detail. But yeah, the next thing I think we should do is make a little coarse dirt path connected to ours. And alright guys, we have finished the pathway, and after the time lapse I ended up adding a couple of bushes and lanterns. I also added a bit more grass around the area and detailed inside just a little bit more. But now comes the hard part guys, and that is getting the animals actually into their pens. And there we go guys, we have all of our animals. I got the sheeps, the cows, the chickens, and the pigs. And I didn't make the same mistake as I did in the 100 days video, and I left some grass to grow in there. Also, last episode we ended up getting a horse a little bit off camera, and I never really mentioned him, so here's how fast he is. He's really slow, but it's okay because we still love him. He's still our guy. So if you guys have any name suggestions for our Mr. Horse here, let me know. But yeah, this place is looking super awesome, and as I said earlier, I love watching the sunset. But now we have a giant open slate for our area after all of the terraforming we did earlier. Down here, super flat too. But do you guys remember that skeleton farm I mentioned earlier? I want to turn that into an XP farm and get a couple of enchants on our tools. So let's gather up some materials right now, and I'll take you guys to it. Actually guys, I just remember that this is going to require us going to the nether, so I'm just going to make a little nether portal back here, just hidden from everything. Let's go ahead and light it, and I'm going to try and get just a tiny little bit of soul sand. Alright guys, I really hope I get a good spawn right in the soul sand valley. Oh man, doesn't seem like we're anywhere close to a soul sand valley. I do see a little bit of soul sand right over there, so I think I should try and go and gather that. Super dangerous guys, I hope I don't die. I'm gonna try my best not to get lost in here by putting some stone blocks down. Yes, we're so close, but there is a piglin trying to attack. Get out of here, dude. That joker think he was. Oh, the scorch is gonna be super useful. There it is. Soul sand is right here. I just hear something try to attack me. Scary. I'd say we got pretty lucky with spawning right next to some soul sand on the beach. But we have everything that we need, so let's just go straight back home because I don't want to be here. And I don't think we're gonna have to go back, so let's remove this portal. And the final material I need to gather is actually over here. Back in episode 1, I realized that this is actually an ocean biome. Even though it looks like just a small little lake, it's considered an ocean, so it has kelp. And that is the final material we need. Only one. Thank you. Alright guys, so here it is. If you guys are familiar with how spawners work, we actually need to do a little bit of excavation. So let me place these chests down over here and empty out most of the stuff that I want to use. So without any further ado guys, let's get into a good old-fashioned time lapse and dig out and make this skeleton spawner an XP farm. And alright guys, so the farm is now finished. Took me a pretty long time and I ended up adding 2 bubble elevators right here. Well, technically 1 because this one takes us up and this is a drop chute. But I ended up making this area a little nice aesthetically. And I mean the farm works, so that's super good. Just over the time lapse, this is all of this bones and arrows I've got. And also, I am level 37, so let's go back to the base and do a little bit of enchanting. Alright, so I'm thinking that we should try our armor out first and see what we get. Chest plate, brass protection 4, I'm good. Leggings, I'm good. Boots, I'm good again. So it looks like we're going to be enchanting our sword or our axe. Put our axe in there, efficiency 4, okay. Put our sword in there, looting 3, I'm taking that. Hey, that's all I need. But now let's try out the armor again. Let's see if we get an armor. I'm breaking 3, blast protection 4. On our axe, we have efficiency 4. So let's try out our chest plate, see what we get. Just in breaking 3, it's pretty unlucky. I'm breaking 3 on the leggings and depth strider 3 on the boots. I'm gonna do this, depth strider. Ooh, that's really good. Now, right when I run out of levels, they want to put prop 4 in the leggings. But I just moved some books and an enchantment table down here so that we can enchant while killing the skeletons. So I'm going to spend some time mining up all these skeleton legs and enchanting our armor, and I'll let you guys know when we get back. And alright guys, we have been doing a lot of enchanting. If you look at our sword, we have sharpness 3, sweeping edge 3, fire aspect 2, looting 3, and unbreaking 3, all on one sword. Then we go over to our axe, we have silk touch, efficiency 4, unbreaking 3. Then we go over to our pickaxe, obviously the fortune 3 one, and the shovel is the same as before. We also have a hoe with efficiency 4 and breaking 3, and we got protection 4 and breaking 3 on our leggings. So yeah guys, we've been able to accomplish a whole lot. Also, I'm not really sure if you guys are interested, but I sort of improved the bed. Let's go sleep real quick. But one thing I was thinking about is how bare our barn looked over here all alone. So I think we should do a bunch of detailing over here, and I have a pretty cool tree planned. Also, I want to start incorporating some stone buttons and stone pressure plates. I'm sure it'll add a lot of detail. But yeah guys, let's get straight into another time lapse and do a bunch of detailing around this barn to make it stop looking so lonely. Hello. I really like this area. I also got this new mod where I can do this thing where I can try to turn around and I can like look at you. Hello. But then also I can turn around and ooh, look at that tree. Ooh. Look at that tall barn over there. Ooh. Look at this wall in front of me. Ah, you like that tree, guys? Look at this hay right here. So tough. No, but in all seriousness though, guys, I think this area looks so good. I love this tree. It's so cool. And I had this little jungle slab, make it look like there's a little mushroom. And you know I had to do my thing with the core star under the tree. Added a couple of hay bale piles around. Other ones over here. And also this tree. I like this tree a lot. It's supposed to be a birch tree, and I wouldn't have used the birch fences if I had pale oaks, so we might need to do that next episode. But I tried to fit some glow lichen in under here just to keep a little bit of lighting. Also, we added another little wagon right here, and also a cool wheat field. I don't know how, but I managed to fill up this plain area over here and made it look so good. Just as some other YouTubers do, I want to try and build a custom field every episode, because eventually we'll be able to fill out this whole area and make it look super nice. But yeah, moral of the story, I absolutely love what we did with this place. But let's try out the episode tradition and come check our iron farm. On one of my streams, I actually checked it and it was all the way jam-packed full. But that was about 20 days or so ago, so let's check it again. Ooh. Could I even carry all of this home? No, so I'm just going to take as much as we can. But look at how our barn looks from over here, man. It looks so cool. Yeah, I think we have a good amount of iron. But my friends, I think that is where we're going to call this episode today. I know it is way shorter than any of my other episodes, but I was super busy this week and I really want to get this video out. Also, I want to experiment with a shorter video style. So hopefully I can post weekly instead of bi-weekly. Oh, this guy is pale moss. You need to buy this. Here we go. Thank you for your business. That man was nice enough, he even gave me his 2 leads. But I want you guys to stay tuned because the next episode that's going to come out is going to be a freaking banger. I'm honestly so excited to keep expanding our area. It is an open canvas at this point, do so much stuff. But I also wanted to thank you guys for all of the support that you guys gave me on the last episode. We're about to hit 25,000 views. That is absolutely insane. I did not expect that much support at all. Also, we are about to hit 3,000 subscribers. If you told me that 2 months ago, I would not believe you. Like I said, guys, I am so thankful for each and every single one of you guys, and you even being here watching the video just makes my day. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you did. But guys, Jesus loves you, and I'll see you in the next episode. What's going on, everybody? It's Eagle here, and welcome back to my hardcore Minecraft world. Last episode, we built this massive barn for our animals. We also did a bunch of detailing work around the area. But after being in this world for 130 days, our tools aren't really looking the best. So in this video, we're gonna fix that by building a massive castle home to our villager trading hall and breeder. This video took me so long to make, so if you guys could be oh so kind, please make sure to like and subscribe. I am on a mission to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to press that red button as it helps out a ton. But without any further ado, guys, let's get straight into the episode. Alright guys, coming out of our brand new barn that we built last episode, which go watch it if you haven't, I'm so inspired to keep building in this world. In between episodes, I ended up planting a bunch of trees just so that we can have them if we need to harvest them, because we're going to build a big old castle up on that hill. And we're going to need a lot of resources. But guys, we are severely lacking on diamonds, aka I literally don't have any. So just as we did last time, let's start off the episode by doing a bunch of mining. But actually, right before we get into that time lapse, while I was editing last episode, I realized that we missed some diamonds. So let's mine them up. We've got 20 diamonds out of that. That's insane. There's also one more thing I want to do before we get into the montage. With our newly acquired 20 diamonds, I think that we can make another pickaxe and enchant it with efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. That'll make the mining process go a lot faster. But first, I need to get up to level 33. Now that we are done hitting level 33, let's make a diamond pickaxe. So also take some lapis and enchant it one time, see what we get. Efficiency 4, that looks pretty good. And just efficiency 4, I'm not going to do that. So let's reroll. Let's put it back in one more time. Fortune 3 on this. That's not really what we want, but I mean, sure. Now we have a fantastic pickaxe, just like this one. I am not complaining at all. Also, last episode, people were telling me that when I was healing up my shovel, I was actually wasting diamonds. And what do I have to say for myself? Yeah, you guys are right. I'm sorry. Like, come on, man. What was I even thinking? But alright, guys, enough stalling. Let's get straight into the mining montage. And alright guys, we are leaving those mines extremely victorious. We were able to acquire a grand total of 63 diamonds. We're also able to get a bunch more redstone and lapis. Something I also wanted to gather was some dripstone because eventually I want to make a lava farm. But look at all these diamonds that we have now, guys. Let's go. Let's also craft up another shield. So I want to take these diamonds and make a diamond pickaxe and also a diamond axe. I'm not sure which one is going to give us a better option, but let's put our axe in first. next? Axe, we can get efficiency 4, okay. And pickaxe, I'm hoping for silk touch. Efficiency 4, I'm not gonna take that risk. So I'm thinking I'm going to put in our axe and enchant this, chop some wood. Okay, that is a pretty good axe. I can eventually combine these two to make an efficiency 5 axe. But when we get more levels, I'm gonna try to get a silk touch pickaxe. One thing I just realized is how I love walking out of my house and seeing some big trees over here. Even though these ones are ugly and I'm gonna chop them down, I really like the idea of having some super tall trees. So let me know what you guys think about maybe a massive custom forest in this area. I don't know, there's a lot of ideas. But the brainstorming out of the way, I think I need to chop down all of these spruce trees, but also all of these trees over here. So without any further ado, guys, let's hit a time lapse and tear down all them trees. And alright y'all, that is all of the trees farmed. We're gonna keep that platform there just in case I do a little bit more spruce wood farming. But I want to do something that I haven't done this whole entire series. And that is this, guys. Turn on these shaders. I mean, just look at how cool our area looks. The animals and stuff, and we get to watch the sunset through the barn. I just love it. It's so good. It's so good. Also, look at that tree. But I'm sure nighttime doesn't fully do it justice, so let's sleep. Now that we are nice and slept, I mean, geez, this is so cool. The lanterns give off such like a nice glow, and also the house just looks so good. And I can't get over these lanterns. If you guys are wondering, yes, this is a different type of shader than I used in my 100 days. I changed the settings a little bit, and that's why it looks a little different. But as much as I'd absolutely love to keep playing in this, we have to turn them off. But and I mean but. If you guys in the comments say that you like me using shaders more, I will, I promise. I love using shaders. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any sort of suggestions for if I should use them or not, please let me know down in the comments. Because I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. But that's not real life now, is it? Also, man, in the first episode, I told all of you guys a seed. And I also said that if you ask me for the seed, it mean that you didn't watch the full video. But guess what? Some people still asked. So I'll do it again. That is my seed, guys. If you want the seed, there it is. Also, my coordinates are right there. But with all of that yapping out of the way, we need to do a little bit more terraforming. I don't really like our terrain over here, and I'm sure we can smooth it out just like we smoothed this out over here. Also, it needs to look as nice as possible for our castle up there later. So my friends, let's hop into another time lapse and get that done. And alright guys, that is this part of the hill transformed. I can get a little bit of a better look when I hop into free cam here, but I like how it curves and it sort of keeps the same formation going all the way up. It looks like it did over here, but this side is just a little bit smaller. But now what we have to do is we have to find out a way to terraform this part of it right here. I think we should try to find out a way to get a little path planned, and off of that path we can sort of terraform around it. Also, I need to remove all of these trees and all of this grass up here for our castle build later. Let's pop this in here, hoping to get silk touch. And that is not silk touch. It's okay though. Guess we'll have to wait for another 30 levels. But guys, with that little detour out of the way, I'm thinking that we should get a big start on the terraforming of this hill. So my friends, without any further ado, let's hop straight back into the time lapse. And alright guys, this is the path all the way up to the top of the hill. Now what we need to do is we need to clear from this layer all the way up and remove all of the grass and flowers on this land. There's also a couple trees over here we have to remove. But first guys, I was thinking we should check our iron farm. And it seems to be working pretty well. Now we have all of this iron. That's crazy. I want to get as much iron out of it as I can, because eventually for the breeder over there, we're gonna have to take a villager out of here. Actually, we're gonna have to take two. But that's a problem for future me. Right now, we need to go and terraform that hill. And alright my friends, that is this top of the hill flattened. It really shows how much space that we're really working with. But now it is time to transfer 2 villagers all the way from the iron farm to here, because I need to start with a little bit of a breeder. Also, I think I'm going to set up a little bit of a zombie conversion chamber. Since we have so much iron, we can sell 1 iron for 1 emerald, and I say that's pretty big stunks. So my friends, without any further ado, let's hit the montage of getting those 2 villagers. Let's hope it doesn't take too long. And alright guys, that is the villagers inside of their box. As you saw in the replay, there were a couple of casualties. So we had to go and abduct another villager from the village, which I think was the last one. So these two, these are the only 2 I have. Well, that excludes the zombie villager I have inside of that box. But I mean, I don't want to convert anybody yet. I want to wait until probably the castle is built to be doing that. But yeah, guys, I'm thinking that we should set up a villager breeder so that we can get some villagers. Let's do it. Alright guys, that is the villager breeder complete. Eventually, I might actually want to expand this because this farm is expandable. But to expand, we need 2 villagers, and the only way I can get 2 more villagers is by waiting for them to breed. So I have a lot of time to think about if I want to expand it or not. How it works is they will breed right here, try to go in here, fall down into this little hole, and the hole leads to right here so that when they grow up, they swim up into this little chamber and they can be picked up by me pressing this button. It's actually my first time building this different style villager breeder. I have the same build that I make every time, but I kind of wanted to switch it up. There's a little cleaning up to do down here, but besides that, the farm is looking good. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glass to pillar up, and I'm going to throw these fellas a bunch of bread and potatoes. Also a little bit of carrots. Now that should speed up the breeding process, and oh look, there's already some hearts. So I'll let them work at that. Don't worry, when we build the castle, obviously I'm going to make it a little bit nicer because this is part of the interior. Also, we don't have a name tag right now, but when we do get one, I want to add a little zombie conversion area right here. It'll probably be something like this with some trapdoors so that the zombie can't escape. But yeah, guys, just building this breeder sort of motivated me to play the game more in some way, because I know that eventually we're gonna get some maxed out tools. And that sounds great, doesn't it? There we go, we already have 1 baby. But you guys might be wondering, Taj, what is the plan? First, I'm going to start by trading carrots and potatoes to this guy right here for some emeralds. I am then going to use those emeralds to level up either an armor or a toolsmith. Once we level up the armor or the toolsmith enough, we unlock the iron trade. And as I said earlier, that is 4 iron for 1 emerald. Eventually, when we start infecting and curing villagers, it'll be 1 iron for 1 emerald. We're then going to use those emeralds that we take to keep leveling up those armors and toolsmiths until they eventually unlock us diamond armor and tools. After we've unlocked that, we're probably going to get some librarian enchantments going on. Yeah, my friends, that is the plan. And usually I trade for emeralds using tripwires, which is a duplication glitch. But I kind of want to change it up. I don't want to do that. Actually, that's one of the main reasons why I set up the iron farm in episode 1. Dang, what are y'all looking at? So yeah, y'all, I'm pumped. But let's wait for a couple of villagers to breed just so that we can get that done. Alright y'all, so I have just laid out a couple of villager pods in some very specific locations, which we'll talk about later. And I'm thinking that we should make a little railway over to the first one over here. Can't forget the trapdoors. So let's come right here and press this button. Now he's over here, we're going to keep him in the minecart though. Now let's place down a smithing table and he should become one. Yep, armor right here. Let's do that again. This time it's actually a baby villager, so we're gonna have to leave this one alone. Third one. We got another baby villager. When these guys grow up, they're going to become toolsmiths. Now that we have this guy right here though, let's just take as many shovels as we need until we can level him up. And now I guess we can just throw them out over here. This is why I traded earlier for those emeralds. Now we have unlocked the iron trade. Let's go. Let's take this and break it up into a couple stacks of iron. And let's level them up. We just unlocked a diamond hoe. Ooh, we've unlocked some shovels and axes. Let's go. Yeah, hey, this guy's grown up. Now I can trade with him too. Right now you guys are seeing how useful that iron really is. Once tomorrow strikes, they'll refresh their trades and I'll be able to trade more iron with them. I just gotta hope I don't run out of iron too quickly. We have a lot, but we don't have a farm anymore for it, so we're gonna have to be cautious. Let's go to sleep though. But alright, you guys get the whole deal. That is what we're going to be doing for a while. So if anything interesting happens, I'll definitely let y'all know, but until then, that's what we're doing. Alright guys, so we are back and we did a lot. Looking in here, you can see all of the different books that we were able to unlock. So let's start enchanting, shall we? First, I want to start off with all of the mending books that we got. I got 10 books because I want to get one more pickaxe, but we have our full set of armor and full set of tools. So that is 10 mending books. Alright, so let's take off our helmet, put it in here, and put some mending on it. Also, it doesn't have Unbreaking 3, so we need to add that too. Let's put mending on our chest plate, our leggings, and our boots. Now let's put on our sword, our axe, our pickaxe, and I want to put on my shovel, but it's 17 levels, so we're probably just gonna have to make another one. And finally, our hoe. Put prop 4 on our helmet, our chest plate, and finally, our boots. That is a full set of diamond armor if I've ever seen one. Obviously, there's a couple of other enchants that we could do on everything else, but they aren't that important. We'll probably get them eventually. Also want to make these a Smite 5 book. Okay, just got all the levels. Now let's add Smite 5 onto our axe. Also, we've had Sharpness 3 on our sword for the longest time. So let's put Sharpness 5 on it, baby. That is a pretty darn good sword if I've ever seen one. Really quickly, let's buy a shovel. Now let's grindstone said shovel. Actually, I forgot. Let's also buy a pickaxe. Now let's also grindstone this pickaxe. Alright, I just added efficiency 5 to the shovel. The next step is I need to put the shovel in with the Unbreaking 3 and mending. But as you can see, I don't have those levels. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of grinding. Okay, now let's add this book onto the shovel. And now finally, we need 7 more levels to do this last enchant. Alright, finally, let's add Silk Touch onto our shovel. Pretty much the only other thing I want to do now is make a pickaxe with these same exact enchants. Alright, first step, let's put efficiency 5 on the pickaxe. And let's combine these 2 books. And alright, now let's add this book onto the pickaxe. And alright, finally, now let's add the Silk Touch book onto the pickaxe. If only you guys understood how beautiful this is right here. Also, I actually forgot we need to add Feather Falling 4 onto our boots. Also want to do just one more thing, and that is add Silk Touch onto our hoe. Now, it is going to be really hard to die, and I'm all for it. My friends, we have been doing a lot of grinding and no building, but now that we are this deep into the episode, I think it's about time that we gather up materials to build our villager trading hall castle. And if you guys thought it took a lot of materials to build that barn behind me, just know this takes over 3 times the amount of materials. But I'm not gonna bore you guys with the material gathering, so...
2,000 years later.
And alright my friends, so after about a day of material gathering, we finally have everything that we need to build up this massive castle. And this is way overdue, y'all, so let's hit another big time lapse and build up this castle. And oh my gosh, this castle came out so extremely well. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I like how it's sort of a house. So the whole thing is a big interior. Now do you guys see why I put the villagers in these specific places? Because I knew that they weren't going to interfere with any of the building. But this place is in major need of a good interior. So I'm gonna do this really freaking cool transition where I zoom all the way in and then zoom back out, and now the interior is magically finished. I really hope that came out well. But right here we have this big red rug, and over here we have our farmers, which if we want to get the XP from the trades, we have to do this little maneuver right here. None of them are leveled up, but we can do that eventually. When we come over to the right, this is where all of our armors and toolsmiths are. Some of them I haven't even traded with yet. I just need to level them up still. And obviously here is the breeder right here. I was able to make it look nice and tidy. And these chests, we just have a bunch of random junk that we still have to empty out. And over here we have 6 villagers that don't have jobs yet. So if you guys have any ideas of what jobs to give these villagers, let me know. And up here, this is the super bare interior. We have 6 villagers over here with no job, and then 6 more over here. And then when we come over here, we have all of our extra librarians. There's also one that's waiting to get a job. These are all the trades that are over here. But then when we come over to here, these are the 4 main enchantments that we're going to use. Sharpness 5 and breaking 3, mending, and efficiency 5. These are the cherished ones. That's why I gave them a rug. If you guys have any idea what to put up here on the second floor, let me know, because I am stuck. Also, as I am recording this is Mother's Day, and I am in a bit of a time crunch. If you haven't already, go and thank your mom. Thank you, Mom. I love you. But yeah, y'all, pretty much the only thing we need to do now is go and build up a couple of custom trees outside. The area looks super bare right now with just the castle. So I'm thinking if we're able to build some trees where I put these stumps, it'll fill it out pretty well. So my friends, let's hit a time lapse right now. And alright my friends, the area is looking so good. You guys know I had to turn on the shaders just to bring a little pop of life. First things first though, I really like this tree. It adds a lot of character to the area over here. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to keep it or not, or rebuild it, but that is a decision for future me. I also added a lot to the path, added a lot of lanterns, flowers, details, and there's also these 2 trees over here. But you guys are probably wondering how I got some pale oak wood. I was actually able to buy it off of a wandering trader. So now we have that, I guess. Also, I do have a new mic now, and I'm not quite sure if I like the settings I have for it right now. I still gotta do a little configuration, but let me know what you guys think. Don't you guys just love how the area looks now though? Actually, let me show you guys my favorite view of the whole entire village. Alright, you ready? Ready? Right there, boom. Look at those 2 trees, and also look at the big old castle. But guys, I'm really pleased of how much work we got done this episode. I mean, we maxed out our tools and armor, and we built this massive castle, which I love so much. But yeah guys, that is going to be the end of the episode. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure to like and subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you'd be oh so kind, just go down there and press that little button. Also, if you guys have any build ideas for the next episode, let me know. Jesus loves you guys, and it's been Eagle. See you later. I have spent over 200 days building in this hardcore Minecraft world, but I really only have 3 builds to show for it. So in today's video, I'll be building a farming village full of auto farms and custom fields. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as we are now on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and enjoy the video. And alright my friends, we are back in the world, and it is looking so good. If you guys didn't watch the last episode where I built this massive castle, go and watch it right now. We were able to get a villager breeder in here, and also max out our armor with some librarian villagers up here. We also have a bunch of extra villagers and mine carts around the area. But today we have a lot of work to do, and I want to start that by fixing our iron farm that we had to get 2 villagers out of last episode. Actually, we need to get 3. So let's fire up a little montage and get those villagers into the iron farm. And alright my friends, so we were able to fix up the iron farm. And as you can see, we already got some iron pumping out. You can see a golem right there. And I'm actually really happy that we got this done because then we'll actually have an infinite iron source again. Okay, so I just went around our little flat area over here planting down a bunch more saplings. This is because we are sort of running low on wood and I think it would be good to do a little restock. But while they're growing, I want to extend our path that we have on the left over to our castle path. We're gonna have a couple of paths branching off of that one. That will be the basis for our farmland region. So I'd say let's do that right now. And alright y'all, the path is finally connected. I think it turned out really well and I like how we added a bunch of different flowers on the sides. I also think it looks really good too. But now it is time to chop down all of the trees that I planted earlier. And after we do that, we will be able to actually lay out the path formations that I want for later in the episode. And right my friends, this area is looking nice and flat. So just as I said earlier, we need to expand this coarse dirt path over this way. But first I was thinking we should harvest up this field of wheat and that field of wheat, because I want to plant some carrots over here and potatoes over there. I'd like them to be growing so that when we have to plant the actual fields behind us, that we actually have enough crops and we don't have to wait. So I'm gonna do this super cool thing where I zoom into this lamppost, and if I zoom out, we actually have both of our fields planted. As I said earlier, this is the potato field and over here is our carrot field. But now that we have both of our fields planted and growing, let's expand our path. Alright, this is the pathway finished. There was quite a lot of experimentation in the time lapse. And one of those reasons why is because I'm kind of insane. I'm thinking that we are going to cover up this entire river with some land over here. Like imagine how it would look if this land right here sort of sloped up to this land right here. I'd be able to work with some pretty interesting terrain. So let's go do a little bit of experimentation in creative so I can just see how it will look, because I don't want to do all this work and have it look bad. And alright my friends, I have just done a lot of planning in creative and I think I came up with the landscape that I really like. So everybody take in this little river because this is probably the last time that you're going to see it. But with that being said my friends, let's get straight into the time lapse. This is like my first time planning something out in creative and doing it in survival, well, terraforming wise. And I mean, man, did it come out well. We just terraformed like right over the river. And we have a couple of flat surfaces to build on up here. But the one downside, yeah, this is kind of, it's kind of a mob spawner down here. I think it's funny how we literally just covered the whole river. That's so funny to me. I guess now all of these mobs have like their own palace. But I'd say only one thing stands in our way right now. And that is this massive piece of land. If we are able to get rid of this thing, I think it would make our area look so much better. But the problem is the manpower. This thing is going to legit take so long to get rid of. But I guess I am down for a challenge. So I think I'm gonna pull up a little live stream and get rid of that hill up there. Obviously when this video comes out, it'll be after the live stream. So if you want to see how it went, you can go and check it out. All my live streams are saved on YouTube. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun to hang out with you guys. But for you guys, it's going to be a time lapse. So let's fire that up right now. Alright y'all, this is VoiceOver Eagle. Just wanted to let you all know that only 11.1% of you guys are actually subscribed. So if you'd be oh so kind, go down there and press that red button, as I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Subscribing is super easy and it helps me out so much more than you can ever imagine. But with that being said, enjoy the rest of the time lapse. Do you guys see a difference? Alright, so we're coming up the path, and what we used to have was a massive hill, and now it is a slightly reduced massive hill. No, but guys, in all seriousness though, it was all the way back up to probably about right here. And it took me over 4 hours of digging in total to get rid of it all. The stream went very well, and to everybody that was in the stream, thank you for coming. But yeah, my friends, now the big hill is gone. Now I'm in free cam, you guys can really see how much space we have to work with now. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this right here. I don't know if I'm gonna fully remove it or if I'm going to put like a little border around it. I don't know, guys, let me know. But now that we have a flat area laid out, I think that I should expand the pathway a little bit to where I want to build something that you'll see later. And I also want to detail it a little bit. This area really is just one big open canvas. I first started out by texturing out the path that we made earlier. I then expanded the path to a very specific location. I also went along the path adding lanterns, grass, and even a couple of flowers to add some detail. Alright guys, so as you saw in the time lapse, we detailed it quite a bit. I really like how it looks now because the lanterns give off a nice little warm glow and the flowers also add a lot of detail as well. But there is something that I want to do right now. I want to create a tiny villager hut that has a field on each side of it. And in both of those fields, I want there to be a farmer. Actually, I'm not going to spoil too much. Let's just go gather up some materials and I'll meet you back when I'm done. And okay guys, so all of the materials are gathered up right here. And I'm thinking we should just build this up right now. It won't even take too long either. And alright guys, now that we have the walls for the farm built, I think it's time to actually go in and fill this side in with carrots and that side in with potatoes. And okay guys, so both of the farms on each side are filled in. I also made sure to add a composter just to make sure that the villager would become a farmer. Also, there is literally no way of them escaping these walls. They are all mod proofed and villager proof. But now what I want to do is I want to break a little hole out of the front of the castle just like we did earlier and make a railway track all the way over to the top of this house. Yeah, something like this. The first villager will be guided into this part of the house because he is a villager that they will be trying to feed. And that's why we have minecarts with hoppers, because let's just say the villagers in there, they're going to be trying to feed him, so they'll be throwing him items like this. And as you can see, the rails are getting picked up by the hopper right here. And that food will be funneled down here to where they can be used. So let's take this railroad track all the way up to the top of the hill. And alright, so the railway is connected all over here, so let's press this button. There goes a villager. Let's see if he gets there safe. Yep, he looks good. He's going pretty good right now. Looks like he's having the time of his life. Oh my gosh. But here's the most important part. Can he make it up the scaffolding? Now he's just a little bit stuck right here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to break the minecart. And now he's inside. Let's go. Let's put this back. All right, let's get another villager. See if this guy makes it all the way. Oh man, this guy's having fun too. There he goes. There he goes. Will he have enough momentum? Yes, he does. Okay, so let's replace this. Put the slab back and let's break the minecart. There we go. Now he's a farmer. Let's go. Oh, the minecart can stay. I'll leave it. All right, last villager. Might as well break the rails now too. All right, he made it over safe. Let's go. All right, my friends, that's where you will be living for the rest of your life. But now that we have our little farm over there set up and stuff, this area right here is looking super bland. So my idea, let's build a custom tree. Just know it's gonna look really good. Alright y'all, that tree looks amazing. I think it adds so much to the area because it was otherwise plain before. But now, ooh, this tree just looks so good to me. We still have to do other stuff to fill out the area with custom fields and a couple of builds I've planned. So what do you guys say we go gather up some materials right now to go build one of the builds I've planned because it's gonna look super cool. Let's do it. That just looks so good, doesn't it? This windmill is it's definitely one of my favorite things I've ever made. I love the windows, especially since, I don't know, just look at it. I think it looks really good. Also like how I textured the base down here with the moss and the cobblestone, the stone bricks and stuff. Yeah, I really like it. On the inside, I didn't really do anything in here. I made 3 levels and, well, actually 4, but there's not really anything on any of them. Nothing remarkable. But then you come sort of this way and we have a little staircase. And the staircase is going to lead to a wool farm. The idea of a wool farm under the windmill is just so appealing to me. Also, it'd be really good to have some wool, just because I kind of built with it. One thing I hope you guys noticed is that I took off the side grass texture. I don't know, I needed to change, and I thought that the base just looks better. But it really does change the landscape a lot, especially over here. Like, you can see all of the brown grass and stuff. But yeah, the premise of what I'm saying is I like it more like this. But yeah, y'all, let's dig out this big room. After mining out the room, I decided to just get started on the wool farm. And alright guys, that is a finished wool farm. I made sure to make all of the sheep either light gray or white, but this area needs a nice little revamp, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in as far as I possibly can, and if I just zoom out here, we can see that we have finished the interior of the wool farm. That's pretty cool, huh? That's pretty cool. I think this whole area looks so good, and if we come back behind, you can see that it has still been hard at work with a bunch of wool waiting for us. That's lovely because I actually use light gray wool a lot. But little rambling session out of the way, now that we have the big windmill over here, I feel like this area is missing something. And what else could it be missing besides some custom fields? Yes, I get that excited over custom fields. But yeah, I need to go gather up a bunch of oak leaves because those are what I'll be using for the outline of the fields. So what do you guys say that I go and outline those fields, because I'm kind of excited for it. So let's do it. Alright y'all, our fields are looking very good. I filled both of them out, and on top of the leaves I put some glow lichen just so that we could have some light on the fields. Like I said, I also didn't put an outline around the pathway, so you kind of just walk through the farmland. I actually really like that. But now it's time to build the other building I had planned for this episode. Let's do it. What do you guys think about it? I love it. It fits in with the area so well. And if we walk up the non-existent pathway and we go inside, you can see that it is big and empty. There's also this little area down here that I was digging out where we are going to hold our bee farm. I really am not excited to do that, but the fruits of our labor will be very, very worth it. But what do I always say? A build isn't finished without its pathway. So let's expand this over to the bee farm. I don't know why I said it like that, but the bee farm. It's more like a house, but the bee farm. I forgot to record me making the actual path, but I was able to get some detailing, so woo. Alright y'all, the path is looking super nice. I really like how much character we added, like all the grass and the flowers and stuff. And after that time lapse, I decided that I don't have enough oak and birch wood, so I went out and destroyed part of a forest. And it looks really ugly, but hey, if it means I get to see my XP farm a little bit easier, I don't care. But there has been something that I've been dreading to do like the entire episode. And let me head into cheat cam here real quick, and you can see yeah, it's really dark. And you can see that a plethora of mobs have decided to call this place home. And every time I run over this land, I hear like zombies groaning or like skeletons walking around. You hear the occasional zombie villager too. And I'm so tired of it, so let's go down there with like a bunch of torches and light all of the entirety of the area up. It is genuinely so much better of a feeling to know that under here it is not so dark. Because I'm telling you, before all I would hear was straight mob noises. But now, crisis averted. I like how it looks over here with all the wheat grown in. Also, look at the castle, so majestic with all of its blue hints, finally. Also, let's check out how the wool farm is doing. Seems to be working really well. Let's come back behind here and check the chest, and boom, that is so good. All this light gray wool is going to be so useful. Also guys, if you have any idea on what to do in the interior of this massive windmill, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you made it this far, comment the word apple down below. Let's try to confuse as many people as we can. But I'd say it's finally time we go out into the open and get some bees, because the interior is still looking super plain. And actually, I'm gonna take y'all with me. We've got our silk touch axe, so I mean, we don't really need to do much else. Let's go out and get these bees. My first idea is to go over to the flower forest that we spawned in. But actually, first, I just remembered there is a beehive up here because this is a flower forest as well. So let's come and get this guy. Nice, there's 3 in here. That is perfect. Where else could they be? Ooh, another one. There's another 3 in here. Nice. Ooh, I spot another one. Please tell me there's 3 in here as well. Oh my gosh, there's none in there, but it's okay. I can put it back down. Ooh, I see a bee over here. Actually, there's 3. Let's wait for all of them to go inside. Get back inside. Get in your beehive. I think this is better if we do it at nighttime, so I think I'm just gonna go over there and set up the actual farm part of the bee farm, and we'll just add in the bees later. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that the potato farmer doesn't really do his job. Well, I mean, he farms, but he doesn't even talk to the dude. It's only the carrot guy that does that. Hence, that is why down here we have a whole lot of carrots and 1 potato that I added in myself. So eventually we're probably gonna have to get another villager in here, but I'm way too lazy to do that right now. But like I said, let's set up the bee farm. Okay, so I started by prettying up the room a little bit, and I did a bunch of redstone stuff that obviously I understand because you know me, the redstone mastermind. And the farm worked well. I then took the next couple of minutes detailing out the actual interior of the bee house, which made it look really good. Okay, also, how do you like the interior? I farmed up a bunch of azalea trees manually to get manual pieces of rooted dirt. So I really took my time detailing the inside of here. Also added some coarse dirt and regular dirt, even a couple of chairs surrounded by flowers. And my favorite part is probably the spore blossom surrounded by all the azalea leaves. Even got some lanterns in here, some glow lichen, and some glowberries. Then we come down this little flower covered staircase and we come into the bee room. They are all inside their hives right now, but you can see already we got this much honeycomb, which is going to be so useful. We'll be able to actually wax copper, which means I'll be able to use more copper. But with that beautiful building out of the way, there seems to be just a big open area over here, and I don't want to just cover it with the custom field because I mean we've already done that. So I think that we should come around here adding sort of a small settlement full of like a couple of houses or something. And I don't even think I'm going to use Ligmatica. I think I'm just going to freehand build it. So the time lapse is either going to be really good and smooth, or you're going to see a lot of troubleshooting. But wait, let's see if I can hit him. Ready? Boom. But yeah, I'm excited, so let's do it. Oh my gosh, look at that, y'all. Those custom fields brought the area together so well. Also, the addition of these 2 houses makes it look like there's like actual life over here. It's not just the single house without a door. But I really love it. You guys will notice I also put a texture pack for the crops because they were just kind of looking super plain. And it kind of makes like the carrots take up more space. It also makes the potatoes have flowers and the wheat look a little bit better. But yeah, I know I said I was just going to build the houses, but adding in the fields is something that we just needed to do. I love the rose bushes over here, the little field, and I'm gonna remove this. This was temporary with all of like our stuff that we were using to build. I already emptied out that one, but yeah, I was able to cram in a lot of detail. I mean, I really like these windows with the trap doors. Some of them are actually on the scaffolding. I think that adds a lot of detail, and also the simple things like the signs on the planks, like right here. And I don't know why, but my favorite part is how we have like this little bush right here, and it leads straight into our custom field. I'm sorry, but we don't really have a way to get to the custom fields like pathwise. I can always just sort of find that out myself. Also, you will notice if you look at my hand, there's actually a little bit of a texture difference. Also my face too. I don't know why, but there used to be a little like pink dot in the top of my head, and it looked really weird, so I wanted to take it off. Also changed my YouTube profile picture, like the background behind it says subscribe now, which you should do. But yeah, my favorite house is this one with the little tower. This is literally like a starter base, honestly. But yeah, I think this area looks super lovely. But you guys might be wondering why there's like a big old open space in this grass area, and until a couple minutes ago I was wondering that too. But before we put something here, I think that we need to make the outline with the pathway and stuff, so let's hit another time lapse and do that right now. And okay, so this is a nice little pathway and sort of circle marked out. What I mean by sort of, it is a circle. But you guys can kind of see the pathway and how we have like 2 open areas plus this one, so I guess that makes 3. And I'm just gonna let you guys guess what you think I'm gonna build there. Any thoughts? Well, guess what? We're about to hit the time lapse, so you'll see. Let's go. Ooh, how do y'all like this? Gosh, I'm just in love with this area. Adding these market stalls and this pathway, even these 2 unplanned fields of like flowers, it looks so good. There could have been a couple more details that I added in here and stuff, but I don't know. I didn't really feel like doing it. Eventually, I want this to be where we store all our honeycomb. Maybe this can be for something related to light blue, possibly some wool, or maybe even some candles. And same thing over here, light gray and red. We have a lot of flowers from the iron farm, so I'm thinking that we can store all of them in here. Speaking of iron farm, running up on it, you can see it's kind of full. So let's empty this thing out, huh? I'd say the iron farm is working pretty well. And coming from over here, look at our area from the distance, man. Look at that. The windmill is so tall and you can see it from pretty much anywhere. I also love the roof of our bee farmhouse. But yeah, I think there's one detail, which is pretty much a bundle of details that'll make this area look so much better. Not that it already doesn't. I'm thinking that this tree is sitting here pretty lonely, so if you go around placing down a bunch more different types of trees, I feel like it'll bring the area together so well. This one over here is gonna be big. So let's hit the final time lapse of the video and get that done. And alright, y'all, look at how beautiful our area looks. I had to put on the shaders. If you just think back to what this area looked like before we did any of the terraforming to what it looks like now, it is honestly unrecognizable. I love these little gardens that I added with the lilacs and even our town square. Or I mean a market stall circle. Anyways, just look at all the trees that I added. I also added these 2 small, or actually 3 small mini trees just to fill out the area back here because it looked a little bit plain. But yeah, I mean, just like look at this area, man. It looks so good. The bee farm over here, and also this tree. I love this tree so much. I definitely don't like building this style of tree as it takes me so long to plan out, but I mean, I think it paid off. And I feel like those spruce trees sort of border off the area and give it sort of like a back line, so it's not just looking out into the distance. And of course, obviously the windmill, the main attraction in between the field of wheat with our sheep farm. And I mean, let's come back here and see how much wool it has, and wow, that's a lot of wool. But anyways, guys, I think that is going to be the end of today's episode. Yes, I know I suck at an uploading schedule, but it is now summer, so I have so much more time to work on these videos. But before that, actually, for a whole week, I'm going to be going out of town. I have a college tour of my football team, and that will be from June 8th, which is a Monday, to June 14th, which is a Sunday. So I'll be gone an actual whole week. But before then, I think I'm going to try and get another episode done. You guys are just gonna have to mind the fact that I won't be able to do as much, but that's definitely the plan. And if I don't end up posting, I'm sorry. I got a little busy, and it doesn't help when I try to do the most ambitious things every single episode. But guys, I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for you all. The support I've been getting recently has been so amazing. I mean, like 4,000 subscribers, that's insane. And we are even on day 326, so that's how much time I put into this episode. But guys, I love you, and Jesus loves you even more. God bless, and have a great day. Bye. After surviving over 320 days in this hardcore Minecraft world, I think it is time that we make a change. So in today's video, we're going to beat the Ender Dragon to get into Elytra, get a full set of netherite armor and tools, and make tons of new and essential automatic farms. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as it means the world to me, and enjoy the video. What's up everybody, it's Eagle, and welcome back to Hardcore Minecraft. Last episode, we built this custom farmland region, which I think turned out so well, and I am so excited to get back into it. In between episodes, we did something pretty exciting. I actually updated my Minecraft world to 1.21.5, and with that comes tons of new features like custom mobs, dry grass, which I'm really excited for, and even firefly bushes. But we need to go out into unloaded chunks to be able to find any of that, and what better way to explore the world than to get an elytra? Man, this is so overdue because I also want to make an XP farm so that we can repair all of our tools. Also, a couple more farms that you guys will find out about later. But first, if you look at my hotbar, we are missing one essential item, and that is a fully maxed out bow. I've survived this long without a bow and arrow. How did I do that? So let's come in here and grab a bunch of extra emeralds and trade with some librarians to get some books so that I can make 3 lecterns, place them down, and start cycling these trades until I find some that are good for a bow. Okay, already power 4, that is all I needed. So let's buy a bookshelf and get it from him. But that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of minutes, getting a couple more extra enchants for a bow, and I'll let you guys know when we're done. Y'all, look at us, all nice and schmancy with our bow in our hand. I didn't put punch on it, 1 because it would have taken longer, and 2 just because I don't really utilize punch that much, but we have a maxed out bow anyways. Power 5, flame, and breaking 3 and infinity. Now I think we're ready to go to the nether. So I went to the chest and grabbed some obsidian. Also, you know, you can't forget the flint and steel. Then I built the nether portal inside one of our farmhouses. Oh my gosh, guys, let's head back into the nether. We haven't done this since episode 3. Alright guys, that is where we spawned before, over there in that portal. So I'm kind of curious which way we should go. Alright, I think I'm just going to dig in one direction and see how it goes. I didn't really have to dig very far until I came out into this area. Alright, we've broke out, so I think I'm going to have to go down there to that little plateau. We are getting chased by every single piglin known to man. Looks like we're gonna have to start digging again. Oh my gosh, finally. Oh my gosh, finally we made it. I'm gonna go that way. It looks like that's a blaze spawner, and that's literally all we need. Oh, let's go. That's exactly what it is. Let's get rid of these guys. We just gotta pick everything up. We already have 8 blaze rods. Let's go. And just as usual, I think I'm going to go all the way until I get 64, which we're already pretty much halfway. Alright, turns out I zoned out for a little bit and got a little bit more than 64. But it's okay, because now we're good and we can go back to base to set up a cleric. Yes, sir. We got 2 gas tiers too. Let's go. And alright, y'all, we are back. First things first, I think we're going to go over here and make a brewing stand with our blaze rods. And I think that we should head up to one of these free villagers and place a brewing stand. I guess this guy is it. What are these guys doing? And now that we grab some emeralds, we can come over here and buy a bunch of redstone off him. Now that he's leveled up, we can buy some lapis. The reason I'm doing this is because the final level, I'll get some ender pearls. 3rd level, what can we buy? Some glowstone. Okay. And now finally, we can buy a bunch of ender pearls. We only got 12, so we're gonna have to wait until tomorrow to buy some more. And right now that it's a new day, we can buy about a couple more ender pearls off him. Okay, 16 ender pearls, that's great. Now we can turn all of these into blaze powder and make 16 eyes of ender. But you guys get it, I have 16 eyes of ender now, which means that we can go and fight the ender dragon. But first, I need to go and gather up a couple more essential resources to bring to the ender dragon fight. But there's a super cool glitch that I found where if we zoom really close into this one lantern dot and then zoom out really fast, we actually have a full inventory full of stuff that we need for the ender dragon fight. Gosh, I love those. We have some books to enchant our elytra, we have a bunch of building blocks, we even have some golden carrots that we bought from the villagers. The most important thing is probably these rockets though, because that'll actually allow us to fly. And this is so overdue, y'all, but let's finally go out and after 300 days in this world, find the fortress so we can beat the game. Alright guys, so let's throw the first pearl and see where it goes. Okay, straight back that way, sort of towards spawn. I'm like genuinely curious how far we're gonna have to go until we hit the stronghold. I'm hoping it's under 1,000 blocks. This is the coast that we spawned on. I'm pretty sure over there is the mountain. Ooh, shipwreck. We must stay focused. Let's throw another pearl just to make sure we're going in the right direction. Okay, we are. And since we're going into new and unloaded chunks, we should be finding a lot of new stuff that we didn't see before. Look at that big old hill. That's nice. Ooh, and there's a mountain up here. Okay, let's go into the forest. Hopefully we find something cool. We are currently climbing all the way up the mountain and I hope that we can find some cool new stuff. Alright, we're at the top of the peak and from here I'm pretty sure that we can see a spruce. Yup, there is a big old spruce biome that way. That's nice to know. And down there you can see all the dead leaves. Nice, that's new chunks. Let's go down there. I'm so excited. MLG. Oh, guys, look at this. This is so cool. Leaf litter. Nice. I feel like forests have so much more life with this update. I'm super excited to get to the birch forest because that's where we'll have a bunch of wildflowers on the ground. Oh my gosh, a new pig. Bro, look at these pigs, bro. They look so cool. They look kind of bald, but it's okay. I think they look super cool. Guys, I will be back for you soon. Don't worry. But for now, we must stay focused. Ugh. More pigs, man. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Look at how big this mountain is. Holy crap. I know we're trying to find the stronghold and everything right now, but we have to go and explore that. Man, this is so cool. We have to climb to the top of that, don't we? Ooh, a fallen tree. Just gonna use this water to swim up because we have depth strider. Man, we just got a free ride all the way up to the top of the mountain. Hello there, Mr. Goat. Wow. That is a lot of mobs. Alright, now that we're at the top, we can take a little nap. But golly, this mountain is massive. But first, I think we need to throw a pearl before we go anywhere else. Pearl thrown, going straight backwards. Okay, so we passed it. Ka-chow! Ka-chow! Alright, let's throw another one. Backwards again, okay. Alright, we've gone pretty far back. I think that we have to throw another one. Dang. We passed by a lot. Oh wow, we found a village. And the fact that it's on the hill makes me think that we might have to come back and transform it. Okay, we've gone back quite a bit. Let's do it again. Okay, so it must be in the ocean or something because we went way past it. At least we found some pretty cool terrain. Oh, that was cool. Also, I added a new texture pack for the water. I forgot to say it earlier, so let me know what you guys think. But I think it's time to throw another pearl. Okay, backwards, so it's definitely right over there. Okay, let's clear out a little area and start digging down. Alright, area is cleared out and prepped. I think it is time to start digging down in a 3x3 manner. Actually, first let's check one more time if we're digging down in the right area. So I would have done a little bit of searching. Looks like we're just gonna have to dig down into the ocean. Alright, now let's start digging down. Okay, also I've just dug out this little area down here and put a little pool down just in case we ever want to drop down. And I'm thinking we should go left first. Are you kidding me? You guys might think that's scripted, but that is really so raw. Like, what the heck? There's a portal right there. I think we're gonna have to break this. Alright, y'all, cool. We can put all of our eyes of Ender in. Alright, y'all, I think I am ready to hop in. But before we do, let's put on our shaders. And oh my gosh, this looks so much more illuminated. And I mean, we have everything, so all we need to do is jump in. We are in the end. Let's go. Gonna have to dig up. Alright, y'all, look at this. We are now fighting the Ender Dragon. Gonna start by taking out all of the crystals. Ka-chow. Take this out. Okay, now we can shoot all the other ones. Alright, seems like the only two we don't have are these two with the cage. Took that one out. Final one is remaining. And boom. Okay, so now all the crystals are gone. Only thing... Oh! The crystals are gone, and now the only thing we need to do is take out the Ender Dragon. So let's bow him down. This man keeps shooting fireballs at me, man. You gonna come down or what? He's coming down. Okay, now we can take this chance to take him out. Ender Pearl. Yes, sir. He's getting super low. We're almost there. Only a couple more bow shots. Alright, I need to heal. I got super low. Alright, let's take him out. Last shot! Let's go! We've defeated the Ender Dragon in hardcore Minecraft, y'all. Let's go! What a beautiful sight. Jeez, man, that is so nice. Grab all this XP. Y'all, we have defeated the Ender Dragon in hardcore Minecraft. Let's go. Now we gotta get the egg. But I don't even have torches on me, so we're gonna have to use a bed. Gonna do that. Okay, he's over here. Dig, 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 dig. Placed a bed down there. And he fell onto the bed. Let's go. The next generation, y'all. We got the egg. Alright, now it's time to head over to the portal and get all the goodies that we've been waiting for. Our 2 trapdoors have been made. Now all we need to do is hop in like this. And okay. Alright, we're gonna have to find an end city because I don't see one. Also, it's time to take off the shaders. Let's turn our render distance all the way up. Alright, I think we're gonna have to bridge out to these islands over here. I actually think it'll be shorter if we go diagonal. Alright, let's go. My pinky is going to cramp. Alright, I need a break. Alright, I think it's about time we pearl. Oh my gosh, we almost didn't even make it. Alright, we're gonna need the pearl. Oh my gosh. I'm never doing that again. Yep, no more of that. My heart is racing now, and we're just going to be bridging. I hate the end. Okay, but this one is easy though. I can get this one. Yeah, that one was easy. That one was easy. Don't worry. Oh my gosh, we found a city finally. Oh, I know what that means. It means there's a ship right there. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to take out every single shulker that I can find in the city. Therefore, I'll have unlimited shulkers. Well, kind of. Also, if you guys didn't know, there's this cool trick where if you hold your bow in the offhand and your sword has looting, it'll actually apply the looting to whatever you kill with the bow. I'll show you right now. See, we got looting. We got 2 shells. All right, what's in the chest? Oh, there's some pretty good boots. Sharpness 4 iron sword. Let's just take it all. Ooh, we got a spire armor trim. Let's go. And now we gotta attack this team over here. All right, let's craft up a shulker box. You know what? Let's make 2. And let's just start dumping all of our trash. Peek again, boy. Peek again. Got him. All right, y'all. Only one more thing stands in the way, and it's this shulker. Now he is gone. And finally, we have an elytra, guys. Let's go. What's in these chests, though? Golden horse armor? And over here, oh my gosh, that's a lot of diamonds. But now finally, let's take this anvil out of our inventory, place it down, put our elytra in, put mending on it, put unbreaking 3 on it, and name it something. Seems like a pretty good name. And finally, after 336 days, it is finally time to take flight. Oh my gosh, let's go. We also have 63 rockets, but right now we should just finish off all of these shulkers. Okay, we have 52 shulker cells, and I think that's enough. But one thing I should definitely do right now is try to go and find more elytras to have extra, just in case they run out of durability. Alright, y'all, so back home with all of our chests organized and stuff, and the best things that we got were 2 more elytras and a bunch more shulker shells. Also, these 3 extra shulker boxes. Shulker boxes are gonna make everything so much easier. I also placed down a little ender chest right here, because now that we have shulkers, we can actually have an ender chest. So let's organize our ender chest right now. And alright, so everything is now sorted inside of our ender chest. We have a rocket box, a wood box, a sort of job block box, and finally a valuables box. We also have our 2 tools that we use right here. And if you guys are wondering why my toolbar looks like this, I have a mod where if I hold down caps lock, I get to choose whatever tool I want. So if I have a bunch of tools in my inventory, I can be like, oh, shovel. So I don't have to open up my inventory and replace it. Pretty cool, right? But alright guys, I think I've done enough stalling. I think it is time to go and gather up a bunch of materials so that we can build a mob farm. This isn't going to be no Rudy Poo mob farm either. It is going to be one of the best mob farms you can possibly have. Just don't bother me to build 4 of them. I don't know. But alright y'all, let's go gather up all the materials. And alright y'all, here are all the things that we need to build this massive mob farm. This time I actually planned ahead and built it in creative first, just so that I was able to replicate it a little bit easier in survival. So why don't I take you guys to where we're gonna build this thing. Alright y'all, here we are. We are currently in the middle of the ocean. Our base is all the way back there, and we flew all the way over here to this cold ocean biome. What do you guys say we kick this thing off in a crazy good old-fashioned time lapse and build up the mob farm that we're going to be using for the rest of the series? Let's go. And alright my friends, we're up at the AFK platform after building that massive mob farm. And I'm thinking with our elytra, let's just glide on down here and see what we got. Alright, I can hear a bunch of mobs dying. Let's see. Oh wow. Dang, we're already getting so much stuff. But yeah, we finally got gunpowder. We finally got string. This is the farm that I definitely needed. The main reason I wanted to build this and not specifically a gunpowder farm is just because of the string. Now that we have a bee farm that we built last episode, I'd like to be able to make a lot more candles, but they're kind of string intensive, so it's good to have an output for it. Alright, but what do you guys think we go and do a little bit of an AFK test to see how much stuff we actually get?
Later.
Okay, that was about 15-ish minutes of AFK. Let's go down there and see what we got. But before we do that, I want you guys to notice, look at that tall mountain thing over there. If you guys want me to build anything, let me know in the comments. It's like a little forest raised super high up. I think this has a lot of potential to build something. And there's even some cows already. You could say they know what's up. Oh, that wasn't the best, was it? But alright, let's actually check what we got. I mean, man, there's so much stuff in all of these chests. It's crazy. I guess the switch took some sort of like fire resistance potion because he's not taking any damage. It's okay though. All we need to do is just take this string and gunpowder. But yeah, guys, this farm is really good. As I said earlier, the two things I wanted were gunpowder and string, and if we look inside of the shulker box, we have a lot of both. So now I think it's time that we take off and go back home. Guys, now that I'm back home and situated, I realized we haven't built anything this episode. Well, technically we built the mob farm, but I mean, that isn't really a building, is it? And we also need to build a sugarcane and bamboo farm. So why don't we go and gather up the materials to do that right now, as we need to create the building itself and also build the farm. And I'll meet you guys back when I'm done. After designing a building that I thought looked pretty cool, I went around the world gathering up a bunch of different materials that I need to actually build it. I also realized that since I was using copper grates in the build, I needed some more copper. However, I didn't have any, so I went to the nearest trial chamber and took some. And alright, my friends, so I designed a bit of a house that pretty much requires another house to be on it for it to look good. And my idea is to have sort of like a chain of houses along this path eventually. But right now, we're only going to build one, and that is where the sugarcane and bamboo farm is going to be located. So without any further ado, let's build it right now. Alright, so the house is looking pretty good. Really like the chimney, how it's really thick, and it adds a lot of immersion in my opinion. And also like the pale oak wood instead of the mushroom and calcite over there. I think it looks really good. And then how we have the grates up top on the second floor and the window panes on the first floor. I think it looks I just like it. I like it a lot. But my favorite part is definitely the roof, because this is one of my favorite shapes to make. There's going to be another house on this part of the building. I am still trying to design it and see what looks the best, because it's really hard to merge the roofs together and make them look good. So I'll figure that out eventually. But yeah, we are missing something on the inside, and that is literally the reason why we built the house in the first place. So let's go and create the actual sugarcane and bamboo farm, y'all. First, I started off by flying out to the nearest mangrove swamp and decimating it for most of its mud. Since I was going to have to use the mud in the farm anyways, I decided to just get a full shulker of it. I then spent the next 3 hours building the actual farm. Please pardon the breaks in the time lapse. That is because your good old YouTuber forgot to press and pause. Alright guys, so I had football practice this morning from 7 to 10. Let's just say I probably got back at around 10:30 or so, and for the past 3 hours I was digging out a massive room and doing all this stupid farm stuff. But I guess it's nice because we already have some sugarcane getting harvested, and we also have some bamboo. So is the 3 hours worth it? I guess so. But one thing that we do have to do this episode is go to the end and build an XP farm. I've done so much grinding today, I really don't want to do this, but it's for the content, boys. Let's go. And alright guys, so the Enderman XP farm is complete, and I'm not sure if I have muted the audio or fixed it or some way, but it is really loud. But that doesn't matter because look at this. This is awesome. I mean, there's XP following me on the ground. That's how you know how good it is. This is beautiful, lovely, and genius. Look at all that XP, boys. Look at that. Well, and girls too, sorry. Now we can leave knowing that we have had a day of extreme success. Right after that, I remembered I still needed to fix my potato farm, so I spent like 30 minutes doing just that. And alright guys, now that we got that much needed chore done, I think it's time that we should go to the nether and try to find a netherite upgrade template. Oh, wow, we're getting attacked. Boom, bam, and bop. But what I was about to say is that it is going to be extremely dangerous to go to the bastion. That's honestly why I hate going there, just because of how hard those piglin brutes hit you. So I'm gonna try to play it as cautious as possible, but let's go out and try to find one. Oh, well, that was pretty easy. I found one right away. All right, I'm gonna have to take these brutes out right now. All right, we've taken out 3. We're gonna have to be so careful, guys. Please tell me there's just gonna be one right here, please. Okay, there isn't, but, no, okay, it's pretty cool. Got some magma cream. I was gonna need that for later. But I remember this is really the spot that we need to be looking in. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so scared. I do not want to lose this world. Okay, my idea is we're going to go down here and make a little box. And we're just gonna dig down. Keep going. Uh-oh. Okay, that's 1 down. 1 right there. Let's take him out. Alright, let's dig down this way. I'm literally so scared right now. Like, if you had, like, one of those heart rate sensors on me, bro, it'd be going off the charts. Let's take him out. Take out that spawner. Nice. Alright, we found a chest. Please tell me it's in here. Let's go! And we got a smithing template. Oh my gosh, let's go. And 2 helmets. So nice. Alright, let's just get the rest of this gold. I am so done with this place. Let's get out of here right now. Right up this way. That wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Oh my gosh. Is that a chicken jockey? Oh, that's so funny. And the chicken is the worm variant because it's in the nether. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go home, y'all. But here's the thing, I actually didn't go home. I needed to revisit the fortress that we found earlier to try and find some nether wart. You have got to be kidding me. That was my first wither skeleton skull. I'm literally watching a YouTube video right now. I'm watching Oh My Fish, if you know who that is. But what the heck? That was the very first one I killed. That's so insane, bro. And shortly after that, I found the nether wart. Oh my gosh! Bro, we got another one! I'm so serious. If we check the statistics, I never check the statistics. Well, if we do, let's say we press on this, we killed 6, and we got 2 skulls. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Last series, it took me so long to try and get wither skulls, but look at us now. Now let's actually go home, man. Alright, so the reason I was doing that is so I can take some blaze powder and put 1 in each of these. Alright, so the reason I got the nether wart is so I could put it in here and turn these into awkward potions. And now that these are awkward potions, if you put a magma cream in either of them, you can see that we get some potions of fire resistance. And one more thing, let's add some redstone, and now we have 8 minutes of fire resistance. We added 5 minutes to both of them. So let's grab all of these potions, and I feel like you guys can see where I'm going here. I'm going to make a shulker full of beds. Actually, let's make 2. And now our inventory is looking something like this. Alright, let's fly down to an area that isn't over a lava lake, therefore connected to the ground. Right here should work, and I'm thinking we should just dig down. And now that we are at Y level 15, we should hold F3 and G. That enables chunk borders, so let's dig this way, and yes, we have found one right here. If you do some research, you'll learn that the best way to mine for netherite is on a chunk border. So with that being said, let's cue the time lapse and get some freaking netherite, y'all. Okay, but really quickly, I just want to let you know that I only had to go that far, and I already found some. So, let's mine this up. We are getting so lucky this episode, and I'm all for it. Okay, we found 2. That's awesome. Alright y'all, I have an idea. So there's this really cool trick that I've seen recently where if you add on a no fog texture pack for the lava, you can fly around with fire resistance and see a bunch of ancient debris under it. And now if we just fly around under the lava, we can see that we can see all of the ancient debris, especially this one right here. And alright y'all, that was a whole lot of mining. But guess what? We ended up with 56 ancient debris. That is amazing. One problem though, I need to try and find a way to get home because I don't know where it is. And alright guys, inside of our new house, I set up a little mini super smelter, and I think that we should just input all of our ancient debris up there. This should smelt up pretty fast. And alright guys, all of our netherite scraps are smelted. Now all we have to do is combine the netherite scraps with some gold. And I think it's only fair that we do it in our starter base where it all started. 14 netherite ingots, guys. Look at that. That is so beautiful. But I'm kind of worried that I won't have enough of these smithing templates. Whatever. Let's see however many we can make. We can make 2 more. We can make 6, and then we're already out of diamonds. So we're gonna have to go and find some more diamonds. But before we do that, let's take our armor off and go over to the smithing table and add netherite to our helmet, add it to our chest plate, add it to our leggings, and finally add it to our boots. Guys, we are full netherite armor for the first time ever on my series, or YouTube channel rather. We are fully kitted up in some netherite armor. We look so different, it's kind of weird. We're gonna have to get some real good armor trims, but we need to go down there and get some more diamonds, so let's do it. The best part about mining down here is the fact that we can get a bunch of deep slate and tough, not just the diamonds. In addition to all the diamonds we found, we were able to find a bunch, and I mean a bunch of redstone. Alright, I am back at the house. Now let's see how many more templates we can make. I think this is yeah, we can make 4. Now we can try to make some more. 5. Okay, I think we can make a couple more. Alright, we have 6 netherite upgrade templates and 0 diamonds. That is the sad effect of doing that. But my friends, it does not matter at all. Let's put our sword in, make a netherite sword, a netherite pickaxe, a fortunate netherite pickaxe, a netherite axe, and finally a seriously dedicated netherite hoe. Hahaha, let's go. This is so amazing. I kind of forgot about the shovel, and I'm not really trying to go back down to get more diamonds. So I guess we have a netherite hoe and we don't even have a netherite shovel, but it's okay. It's okay. Look at us, guys. We look so amazing with our maxed out armor and tools. But my friends, I do think that is where we're going to end off today's episode. We got so much done, and I have been in a big time crunch the entire time. I leave for another trip in 2 days, so it was amazing to be able to get the episode done already. Before we end it though, let's see how much bamboo we have. That's a nice amount, and that's a nice amount of sugarcane. I am so extremely grateful for each and every single one of you guys that watch these videos. Also, all of you creators who watch my videos, I am so thankful for you guys as well. It really is something truly special when you get to play your favorite game every day and share it with your audience. It is something I would truly never take for granted. Also, I just got monetized, so woo woo. And I'm also so thankful for you guys' patience on the uploads. This one should come out sometime during the weekend. But there's one more thing I just remembered I need to do. One of my fellow creator friends, Wombat, just recently perished in his hardcore Minecraft world, so I'm thinking we should make a little bit of something as like a tribute to that world. Put down an item frame with some pink wool, which if you guys don't understand, just go watch his channel. There we go, I think that works. And one more thing, let's add some coarse dirt. And alright, now we have a little memorial for Wombat. If you guys like the idea of adding in graves for fellow YouTubers who die in their worlds, please let me know. That is a great idea for me. Also, we have some great news. The potato farm's working, y'all. Yes, sir. But alright guys, that is going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you all did enjoy. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also, if you got to this point in the video, please make sure to combat Rip Wombat. But guys, I love you and Jesus loves you infinity times more. God bless and have a great day. If you guys know me, you know that I love building. Building is pretty fun. However, to build, you need resources. And every time I need to gather those resources, I need to risk my life inside of a cave. And I'm tired of that. So in today's episode, we are going to build a massive mining outpost holding tons of auto farms that make our lives so much easier. Please remember to like and subscribe and enjoy the video. And alright guys, welcome back to the series. We have some big plans today. I want to transform this hill over here. Actually, just so I can show you guys everything that we need to do this episode, let's pull out the good old-fashioned goal board. If you're an OG, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And here we are, my friends. This is the new job board. If you take a look at everything that I wrote down, I want to find an azalea tree and get some rooted dirt because it is perfect for texturing. I also want to build a fountain right in the middle of our market square because I feel like it has been missing something ever since we made it. I want to defeat a raid for totems as well because that is something that we will need to survive in this world. I want to replace torches like these with better light sources to make it look a little bit better than just sort of a minefield of torches. Of course, we're going to build the massive mining outpost, and inside of that mining outpost, I want to have a super smelter and a infinite lava farm. We have a lot to do today, guys, so let's get straight into it. And that I did. I went around looking for azalea trees to mine some rooted dirt. We found about 2 different trees, so we mined all of the rooted dirt that we could possibly mine from them. Having this will be very useful as I will be able to detail my pathways a lot better. And alright guys, I think it is safe to say that our rooted dirt goal is checked off the list. There we go, a clean sign. Next thing I want to do is go along with our fountain build. And I just realized that I've been saying fountain instead of well, which sorry. Let's change this right here. Now we have a well build. Very well. Let's get started, shall we? And alright guys, what do you think of the well? I think it came out pretty well. Yes. But yeah, I went around lighting all of the candles from the market stalls because I completely forgot to before. And now we have a nice little well covering up the middle of the market circle. And I think it looks pretty freaking good. So that is another goal completed. But alright guys, I know you guys read what that says. We are about to defeat a raid for some totems of undying. My last hardcore series ended from a stupid elytra thing, but if I had a totem of undying, I wouldn't even have lost the world. So I think I'm going to learn from that mistake this series. But first, let's get a good night of rest because there is a long raid ahead of us. Alright, if we look in our mob drops chest, there should be a bunch of ominous bottles. Yes, there is. And I mean, let's just do the hardest one. Let's do a Bad Omen 5 raid. We're only gonna need one of those things. I made sure to get 3 golden apples just in case stuff gets a little bit frisky. But let's head over to our villager castle. I'm thinking we should just cross off the entire door just so that nothing is able to get to our villagers. Our castle should be nice and secured. Let's also cross off this door up here, and now we can finally say that the castle is fully barricaded. And oh man, I almost forgot, we need to cover up our villagers that are farming their fields. Oh gosh, I'm so happy I remembered. Let's just make a roof going all the way over this. Alright, my villagers should be nice and barricaded and I really do not want them to die. And besides that, I don't think that there's anything else that we need to save. They're not going to try to take our animals or anything, so yeah, we're good. I guess the only thing that's left to do is... oh man. And alright, my friends, the raid should be starting in 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1... and the raid is commencing, guys. I'm really curious to see where they're going to spawn. Let's get on top of my tallest tree, and they want to spawn over there. Okay, this should be easy. These dudes are running from me. It's like they're scared or something. I don't know why. Come here, Captain. There's no running. Alright, that is the first wave of the raid commenced. Alright, I think it is time to sleep right now before the creepy crawlies spawn with the raiders. Ah, they spawned back here this time. Let's take them out. Don't trample my farmland. Dang it. He trampled my leaves, my farmland. Darn you. I will take out each and every single one of you guys just because he took out my farmland. Where are the other raiders at? Oh, I found him. Last guy right here. Alright, cool. I'm actually so mad that they trampled my farmland. That's gonna take a little bit to fix too. I guess I can replant it real quick. Don't mind me. I'm just replanting my field in the middle of a raid. Oh, they spawned back here again? Let's snipe him from my tree. With the high ground, these raids go pretty easily. Oh, these guys just run around the whole time. It's so annoying. Alright, that is that round of the raid done. This seems to be going pretty smooth. Nothing bad should happen. I have a passionate hatred towards these guys. Dude. Come here. There's so many arrows everywhere. Oh, my missed shots. Come here, dude. Oh man, they're probably all stuck in these caves. I bet they're in here. Yep, there they are. Oh, there's still more. Where are they at? I have literally no idea where these guys are, so I'm gonna see if I can get a bell and ring it, because when you ring bells, you can see where they are. Don't ask me why. It doesn't make any sense. There's a bunch of caves over here, so I'm assuming they're somewhere over here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like all the way in here or something, but they're not, so. Alright, there's one back here. There's still one more, man. I really don't know where he's at. That's the worst part about over here. I knew they were gonna get stuck in some type of cave. This guy is literally nowhere to be found. I'm so mad. Alright, I've been searching for 20 minutes and I think I actually finally found him. He should be down here. Yes. Gosh, we finally found it. Now we need to get out. Alright, totem is in our hand now. We are good. We finally have a totem. Where did the raiders spawn this time? Oh my gosh, you got another totem. Let's go. One guy left. Come here, dude. Alright, another wave is coming. Let's get on top of our house. You should be able to spot where they are spawning from. Alright, they're up here. Bro, they keep running over my freaking leaves. Alright, there should be 2 more totems down here. Yeah, nice. Could have swore there was another totem around here. Well, I guess we only have 3 right now then. Let's keep fighting them. Alright, that should be 5 totems now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that is 5. Nice. Should be the last guy. Alright, another round awaits us. Wow, I found the sweet spot right here. Alright, there's one more raider around here somewhere. Alright, we've spotted what should be the last guy. Oh, let's go, baby. We are the hero of the village, y'all. Let's go. For the next 40 minutes. So I reckon we go into our house and unload all of the goodies that we just got. If I had known that they would do all of that damage to my farmland, then I would have just done it at a random village. But hey, I guess it was super cinematic, so hope y'all enjoyed. Now I think I can officially say that defeat a raid is completed. Let's go. Next thing I want to do is replace all of the torches in our area with different types of light sources. So all of these torches right here, gone. And I have an idea. Have you guys ever wondered what it is like to be a cloud? Well, you're about to find out. Let's hit the time lapse. Alright, this area has just gotten a brand new overhaul in my opinion. Now it looks a lot more lush in this area instead of a bunch of torches spammed everywhere. And if I fly around, you can see I did it back here. I also did it over here and next to the trees. And finally, I also did them behind the lighthouse. And I think it looks a lot better now. I also did a little bit around this area, but the only place I didn't do it was back behind the house. I didn't do the torches back here. One, because I was running out of moss carpet, and two, because kind of didn't feel like it, but it's okay, we'll get to that eventually. I want this path to extend all the way over here and build around this area as well. And before I get too distracted, I think it is time to cross off the replaced torches. Now it's about time we get into the knit and grit of this video. Alright, so I have just planned out a huge terraforming project over in this area, and it should extend the path all the way from over here, going about right there and all the way up the hill. Also flattened out some parts of the hill as well. And I also did a bunch of stuff in this area right here. But I was thinking that is going to be a lot of digging for us to do. In last episode, I don't know if you remembered, but we ended up getting 2 wither skeleton skulls. So my idea is we can return back to the fortress, get 1 more skull, and then create a beacon. Oh my gosh, a beacon in this world would be so amazing. Let's just hope it doesn't take forever though. So I headed to the nether and went through all of our passages until we finally reached the nether fortress. And I killed a couple of skeletons, but at the end of it I was able to get a wither skeleton skull. But oh no, we weren't done. We needed to mine up some obsidian as well. And after that we headed straight to the end, where I downloaded this new shader, and it makes this place look so incredible. So after setting up a little chamber under the bedrock portal to kill the wither, just watch what happens. Oh man, I don't think that worked. Oh, it did. Is he stuck? Nice, let's go. He is stuck. That didn't work like it usually does. But nice, we got him anyways. Oh, he took out a big cavern under here, and that was not supposed to happen. I must have did something wrong. But look at that. I love these shaders, man, and they look so cool. I think this is going to be the new shader that I use whenever I'm in the end. Now that we're back here, I'm sure that we can just craft up the beacon right now, and there we go. Then we can come over here and set it up right here. Boom. There is the beacon, y'all. Now inside of here, let's put an iron ingot in, and we should be able to get haste 2. Alrighty, there we go, haste 2. While gathering materials for this project, I knew I needed a lot of coarse dirt. So that took us out to the nearest windswept gravelly hills, where we were able to get 2 full shulker boxes full of gravel. And after that, we headed over to the end, where I needed to repair my shovel. And after repairing my shovel, I went home to where I needed to gather up just a couple more resources. And alright, so I think that we have done enough preparation, and wow, look at that, the rain just stopped. But yeah, we have done enough preparation to the point where we are finally able to do the big terraforming project. So without any further ado, my friends, let's completely transform the area behind me into something special. And alright guys, don't you just think that came out so well? You see why we gathered the rooted dirt earlier? Oh man, it just makes the pathways look so much more alive. Eventually this path is going to lead up to some sort of building or structure up here somewhere. But yeah, the beacon definitely did wonders when it came to mining up that stone. I just think now it's time to try to find out where I'm going to lay some buildings.
Later.
And alright, so I've just planned about 2 different builds in this area, and they honestly look so good. Like, I'm so proud of them. One should be going right right here, and the other one should be going about right here. But don't worry, those won't be the only two things in this area. There will be a lot of stuff around towards the end of the episode. But we need to go and gather up a bunch of materials, so let's do it. And alright guys, look at that. This has been irking me, so let me okay, cool. But yeah, we head up our path and you can see this beautiful blacksmith building that I designed. See, it even says it right here. I was gonna ask if you guys have any name suggestions for this blacksmith building, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, I also extended the path over that way because there is going to be another building. And if we head on through here, we can see all of the little bit of interior that I did. You can see the lava, there's smoke coming out of it going up to the top, and the top is looking, so, oh, no, those aren't campfires at all. That's the lava. That's not the campfire. But yeah, look how high the smoke is going. And also have this mod called Easy Anvils, where if I leave a tool inside, it will actually appear on top of it. So it makes detailing look super cool. I got this trident in between like episode 1 and 2, and I never did anything with it. Like, see, it's still 3 durability. So I'm going to come back to this in the future. But yeah, this is also my first time using some of the leaf litter, and I also used it back here as well, just blending the path in with the grass and stuff. And I also like this little patch of wildflowers that I put here. I actually got the idea from a little stream I was hanging out in. I was watching cryptozoology. Love that guy, and he knows me, guys. He knows me. But yeah, like I was saying, the leaf litter adds so much detail. I'm so glad I'm using it. Then I also added some vines, some moss all around the area with some leaves up here as well. And if we head in through the front door, we see that there's nothing. But when we head upstairs, we can see that, even better, there is nothing. I might come back to this later in the episode. I might not. I don't know. But yeah, I know this area is looking pretty weird with this path that goes to nowhere. So let's build that beautiful thing up right now. And oh my, we cooked. This house looks so insane to me. I have no idea why it looks so cool to me, but it just does. I really like the moss patches I put in the deep slate roof. This is the first time ever putting it in like a deep slate roof. Like, it doesn't seem like it would make sense, but I think it came out so well. Then we also have this little area under the awning over here. I'm not quite sure to put out here, so let me know in the comments. And then when we go inside, you can see that yet again there is no interior. But when we come upstairs, you can see that there is a chest room where it can hold all of our like main essential stones. So we have granite, andesite, diorite, cobblestone, and stone. And the stone, we have a lot of stone. But when we go into our original blacksmith house, we can see that inside of here there are also some chests. This one right here, as you can tell, it's all of our tools and armor that we found. There's a lot more at my house, but I kind of just didn't feel like moving over here. Then there's a chest for like deep slate blocks, and then stairs and slabs, which yet again, I do not feel like moving all the stuff. And also, I do a lot of material gathering inside of my starter base, so when it's all in the same spot, it makes it a little easier. I also added this little bench. So this area is coming together amazingly. Let's pop in the free cam here, and you can kind of see the vision I'm going for. There's gonna be something right here, something right there, and maybe something around this area. We're also gonna have to do something down in this area because it's flat and so many mobs spawn at night. So I don't know, we might add some custom fields or something. Or we're gonna have to go through the super tedious and painstaking process of hiding a bunch of torches under moss carpets. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do. So I got to work and started by mining up a whole lot of spruce trees because we were running short on spruce wood. And after a little while of gathering up a whole ton of azalea leaves, we used all of them to create this custom tree, which I think came out super well. And shortly after that, we built up 2 more new custom trees that I think filled out their area respectively. beautifully. And then finally, just because I was feeling myself, I extended the path over to where I want to build a new building. Yeah, I know that was a lot, but don't you think that it added so much detail to the area? I mean, let's just pop into free cam here. You can see that this tree filled out like this sort of area right here that seems super blank, like it really needed something. And I really like the tree. And then these two right here helped fill out the empty spaces that were there prior. But if you just back away for a second, man, it looks so good. How am I missing a block right here? I did not see that. But I do have a build plan for right here, so I'm thinking we should just get started on it. Doesn't that building just look so good? I mean, just walking up our path here with all of the different houses, like it really looks like a little city. The chimney is super nice, and when we come up this extended part of the pathway, we can look inside and there's actually a lava farm. Up here you can see the lava is dripping, the dripstone is taking it and dropping into the cauldron, and then we can take the lava out of the cauldron. So that is that's pretty cool. And then we also added this little rock right here. I think it added a whole lot to this area because it was just flat grass before. And I'd already placed in so many wildflowers, like that is definitely the main flower up here, and I didn't want to put any more right here. But yeah, let's look at the house again. I didn't want to add a trim to the roofs. Like you can see, there's like an overhang, but then right here there isn't. This is one of my more textured builds, probably the most textured thing I've ever made, and I am absolutely in love with it. But I keep getting attacked by mobs, and that's literally the reason why I'm building this place in the first place. Literally so we don't get attacked by mobs when we're gathering resources. So let me take some moss carpet and some torches like we usually do and go around lighting up the whole vicinity of this entire area because it just needs it so much.
2,000 years later.
And alright, so this should be all of the lighting up that we need to do. I used a little mod called Mini HUD, and it allowed me to see exactly which blocks are spawnable for mobs. And I was able to cover up this entire area, which is kind of why there's some black strips. Usually when I don't use the mod, I just spam torches until there's like no darkness. But now I knew exactly where I needed to put torches, so that's all I need. But alright, let me build a little retainer wall right here. You guys will see why in a second. Alright, so now we have a pretty good look at the wall I want to use, and I want to make a mining entrance. But before we do that, there's actually a build that I have planned on top of this land right here that we can use. And honestly, it looks super good too. So I mean, let's hit that time lapse and build it up. My gosh, isn't this thing beautiful? In the time lapse afterwards, I know you saw I added this little awning over to the side, which we can sit down. And I like how we extended the path over here as well. It was kind of weird because it was just a weird angle, so there's a lot of diagonal, but it's okay. And then we come over here and inside the front door, and you can see there's nothing in here. I literally have no idea what I'm gonna put in here. This house was literally just for aesthetic. Hold on, let me do something real quick. It's kind of a little bit weird how it's the same level as the pathway, so I'm thinking we should just take some tough bricks and lay them across the entire thing, and I've run out. Good thing I always have a stone cutter and tough on me though. Now do you see how it's a little bit more trimmed? That's pretty much all I was trying to do. Looks a lot nicer now. Also, let me go grab some bone meal real quick. And because mainly all of our flowers that we use are yellow, I'm going to make a little yellow garden over here. So we'll mix in a bunch of wildflowers and also some dandelions. Now we have a nice little yellow garden right here. Let's bone meal over here though, because it's a little bit flat. Take away all the tall grass. But man, oh man, do I have something amazing planned. I want to build up a massive crane that can be holding like some coal and iron. It is genuinely going to look so good, just like everything else that we made. So let's do it. When I told you that thing looked awesome, I really meant it. I mean, like, geez, there's something about this that just, it really is, it's just so cool to me. But I have to give a little bit of credit. I had part of my design from a guy named Cryptozoology, who I literally mentioned him earlier. I used this crane as some reference to build this thing, and I mean, it definitely worked out. But we're still missing this little mining entrance right here. You know, that's kind of where they got the coal from. So I think that should be what we get started on next. And okay, so I think that this area came out pretty well. After the time lapse, I ended up adding a little bit of a path over from our main coarse dirt path and a little rose field. But this area does seem really complete right now, so pretty much the only thing we have to do left is dig all the way down to deep slate. And already the mine is dug out all the way to deep, and if you look down there, it goes down for a really long time. We also kind of need to get our beacon. Alright, the beacon is successfully mined back up, but I just thought about it. We still have to make the super smelter, and we don't really have an interior for this house, so let me see what I can cook up and see if we can fit a super smelter inside of here. If we could do that, it would be awesome.
Later.
And okay, so I think I've pretty much done everything that I need to do, so all I need to do is just add this one more chest right there, and there's a bunch of copper in here. And now all I have to do is click this lever, and now they should be turning on, but they're not. I know, I just forgot to put the lava buckets in. Now we should be good. We're gonna flick the lever. There we go. Nice. Alright, so everything is fixed now. It took a little bit of troubleshooting, but it should be working well. There's a little bit of a problem with the fuel input because I wanted to use lava buckets because of the farm we made earlier. But it's okay now. We fix it. But I also think that we should remove this red flower field right here. Just, I don't know. It doesn't really fit the area very well. I want to till the ground, and you're probably thinking, where's the water at? But I am going to place some potatoes, and I have some bone meal so that I can grow them up all the way, so I don't even need water. I wanted to use the potatoes because they have like that little flower texture, and I think this will fit this area a lot better. Yeah, man, I really like this. It's definitely more vibrant than everything else, but still, I think it looks really good. I also replaced this little iron block right here with a diamond one, and you know, that diamond always gives a little bit of flair. But if you look at my inventory, I have some moss and mossy cobblestone because I want to come over here and replace just a couple of these things with some mossy variants. And from the aerial view, you can see how much of a difference it makes. But although the main infrastructure of this entire area is complete, I still feel like it needs just a couple more details. So let's go detail it right now. And those details ended up being different types of wagons with coal and iron on the back of them to symbolize that they're actually mining and moving these ores around. And okay, my friends, I think that will be the end of today's episode. I always say that we got so much done, but literally all I need to do is just have you guys look at this image right here. Like, this is so beautiful. As you guys saw, I just added these two big wagons, a little one, and a couple other tiny ones around. That shows that there's actually some life in the village. I really love the tree that we made, and all four of these different types of houses. My two favorite parts of this village are definitely this building right here. I just love how textured it is, and also this crane. I mean, like, just look at the crane. So beautiful. I wanted to add trees around, but I feel like if you added any trees anywhere, like up here, it would kind of ruin the view. So yeah, I settled for not doing it. But finally, I think it's time to cross off the final goal off the board, the mining outpost. Because like I said, just look at this beautiful thing. I put in so much effort into this video, so if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it literally just helps me out so much more than you can ever imagine. We're going to be working on some crazy stuff in the future, and I'm so excited for it. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say, guys. I love you, and Jesus loves you so much more. I hope you all have a great day, and remember to subscribe. Bye-bye. I have spent the better half of the last 3 months building in this hardcore Minecraft world, and we have been able to produce 6 amazing videos in that time. But let's take a step back to episode 5, where I built up this singular building in aims of holding our sugarcane and bamboo farm. And yes, this building is cool, but it's kind of standing alone. So in today's video, we are going to completely overhaul this area, giving our singular building some friends. Make sure to slap that subscribe button, everybody, and enjoy the video. What is going on, everybody? I hope you all are having a great day. I'm not doing too bad myself. In the last episode, we were able to build up this incredible looking mining village. And actually, my friends, you guys are able to get it to 10,000 views, so thank you so much. I knew I had a great feeling about this place. For the past 3 weeks or so, I was actually working on a 100 days video, and it came out pretty well, so make sure you guys go and check it out. I'm not gonna lie, it is not performing the best right now, but it's okay because we live and we learn, right? A couple hours ago, I actually asked everybody what they wanted to see me do in the next video, and an overwhelming amount of people said hardcore episodes, so here we are. I'm not gonna lie, guys, we have cooked up for this episode. I know you probably saw it in the thumbnail and in the intro, but still, I'm really excited to build it. In episode 5, I actually stated how when I built this building, it would pretty much only look good if we added a bunch of other buildings on the side, and I'm really excited to get started on that project today because it was so much fun to plan. And hey, the bamboo farm is working pretty good, also the sugar sugarcane farm. But anyways, my friends, we have just hit day 450 and we still do not have any armor trims. I mean, look at our armor. It's nice and majestic, but still, we can add a little bit of pizzazz, you know? And I actually know exactly which armor trims I want to use. However, we have none of them. We only have the rib, snout, and spire, which the rib is rare, but it doesn't really look that cool. It's not as bright and vibrant as the other ones. But the first armor trim I want to find is the coast armor trim, which can be found inside of sunken sea ships. So let's try to come and find one right now. Oh wow, look at that little island. It's pretty cool. Alright, so we have found the first one. Let's just equip our chest plate in here and fall down, see what we can find inside of the chest, and okay, not the best. I guess we'll take the diamond. Now let's check downstairs. Oh my gosh, we found it already. 2 coast armor trims. That's exactly what we needed, and a buried treasure map. Alright, let's pull the map out, see where it wants us to go, and see what direction we're facing. If we are facing north and we are all the way down there in that little corner, that means that we need to keep flying up this way. And okay, it should be right down here. If we can make that red number 9 and that blue number 9, it means that we are right on top of the buried treasure. Let's walk forward just until it hits 9, and okay, it should be this block right here. Let's dig down. And look, just like that, we found it. Not too shabby. We got another diamond, some TNT, and a heart of the sea. We don't really need anything else. Now let's go back home so that we can talk about the next armor trim I want to find. I want to get the dune armor trim, but there is one tiny little problem. You find these in desert pyramids, and desert pyramids are in deserts. Unluckily for me, the nearest desert is about 8,000 blocks away. Yes, 8,000. So looks like I'm gonna have to be flying for a while. So I mean, I guess the only thing that we can do is go and fly. Oh my gosh, finally we reached the desert. I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad. We were flying for about 10 minutes. But hey, at least we know where a mesa is. If you look at this, we flew all the way from over here, 8,000 blocks all the way over here. I just realized this will be our only opportunity to try and get some dried grass. So I mean, let's hang out here and try to get as much as we can. Also, we can try to get cactus flowers, and yep, look, there's one right there. And alright, I think we've gathered enough of that stuff, so now I want to set my sights over to this ocean where we see a giant coral reef. Let's whip out our silk scribe pickaxe and go and gather up a bunch of different coral, because coral is a great building block when it's dead. Oh man, that sentence doesn't sound that great, but still, great material, and I want to gather a little bit of it. And alright, all of the coral that I wanted to get is now acquired. And ooh, did I just see a village? Yeah, that's the village over there. But anyways, let's fly around until we can find a desert temple. Ooh, did I just see one? I think I saw one. Yeah, right there. Look at this terrain though. This is pretty cool. Please give me an armor trim so that the search can finally come to an end. Drop down here, take out the pressure plate, and protection 3. Nope, not in here either. What about here? Finally, dune armor trim. Let's go. Look at that, guys. That was so successful. Just to repair my elytra though, I want to come over here and fight a bunch of these pillager captains. And do an allay. Let's get these guys out of here. Not mean to hit that allay. Where'd the other allay go? Oh, he's over here. Come here, man. Oh man, I missed. Come here, dude. Alright, we have 2 allays now. Yay, let's go. And alright, finally, now that we have everything that we needed to come to the desert for, let's just leave victorious. And alright, my friends, the final trim that I want to collect is the bolt armor trim, and that is found inside of trial chambers. Luckily for me, we know exactly where one is, so let's go there right now. And alright, we have made it back to the trial chamber. I plan on leaving this place with our armor trim, but not only that, I want to get some copper as well. I do love copper grates. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's drink this bad omen bottle. Ah, more copper. We love this. I have a very strange feeling that we are about to get jumped by some sort of mob. I think there's a oh, yep, right there. Bogged. Diamond armor. These guys seem kind of strong. Some baked potatoes. Nice. Oh man, I don't know why I think so, but this looks like it's gonna be a big room, and oh man, yes it is. Okay, we have a big battle ahead of us. Let me pull out my golden apples. pop a golden apple real quick. Oh man, we actually broke into a spawner room. That's crazy. Can't go anywhere, buddy. Ooh, a name tag. Let's also mine up some of these grates. Oh, we have 2 ominous trial keys now. Okay, let's see where we can take them. I feel like this is where we can use one of our keys, so let's put it in, see what we get. Oh my gosh, a god apple, diamonds, arrows, and emeralds, and a number block. I mean, it's okay, but it's not what we were after. We found another one. Please tell me we get the armor trim. We got the disc, we got diamonds, diamond chest plate, and oh man, that's all we got. I thought it was gonna be pretty easy to get this armor trim, but clearly it's not. We also don't have that much time because we're about to run out of bad omen. Whoa, diamond sword, slow down there, buddy. Ooh, baby zombie. Ooh, watch this, watch this. Wait, hold on, hold on. Bop. Oh no, that's my shovel. Ready? Bop. 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 Oh, yep, we've definitely found the hardest room in the trial chamber, so let's pop a golden apple. Oh crap, starting to get a little bit frisky. Bro, they keep hitting me down into this pit. Please tell me I found him. Yes, found him. Finally, the last guy. We couldn't even get a key, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, let's come up here. Hopefully, we can finally find another big room. Okay, seems a little bit promising. What's up here? Oh, found one. Nice. Oh, finally, we got another key. Please tell me that this is the last one that we need. I am in a very big time crunch to create this video, and if this isn't it, I don't even think I'll be able to get it this episode. There are more spawners up here, so maybe this can be another chance. Sadly, I also ran out of bad omen, so at this point, I don't even think I'll be able to finish the entire trial chamber. I don't know, we're really gonna have to hope that this key actually gives us what we want. Alright, let's see. We got nothing good. I mean, I guess we got another enchanted golden apple. I'm thinking for the final armor trim, it's either going to be another dune or another coast. It's not like any armor trims are ugly. Alright, let's get up out of this place. I mean, hey, I know we didn't find the armor trim, but still, the amount of stuff that we were able to get, like copper, is insane, and it was pretty successful in my opinion. But for now, let's head back home. And here's the thing, I'm not actually too sure which one I like more, iron or quartz. Let's put our chest plate in, see what it looks like. Okay, the quartz is pretty bright. Let's try the iron. And that's the iron. It's a little bit different. I think I'm gonna go with the quartz. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put dune on our chest plate because this was the plan. And then for our helmet, let's put coast on. So let me grab this right here. And for the leggings, let's see, because it was going to be the bolt armor trim, but now we have to make it one of these. Can make it another dune, make it another coast. Let me see which one do I like more? Okay, I think I'm going to go with the dune, but let's duplicate these just so that when we use them one more time, we don't lose them forever. All right, let's duplicate this. And now to duplicate the coast one, we need cobblestone. There we go. You know what? Scratch that. I'm going to go with the coast. It looks a little bit nicer in my opinion. Looking nice and snazzy, guys. And now finally, let's put the dune armor trim on our boots. Don't we look so snazzy, guys? Like, what the heck? We look so good. Now we're gonna have to save these up here just so that we never lose them. And alright, my friends, I think it's finally time that we get started with the building of this video. There are a lot of miscellaneous resources that we need to gather though, and I thought what better idea than to do it on a live stream. I'm gonna gather up materials, or at least that's the goal, of each and every single one of the houses that we're gonna build today. But for you guys, we're just gonna jump into the time lapse of the first building that we're gonna build. I think it looks super awesome and I'm really excited to bring into our world. So without any further ado, my friends, let's hit the frickin' time lapse, yo. And alright, so doesn't this place look so good? I absolutely love the style where there's house and then another house and then another house. And I know I said I was only going to build one, but here's the second one. They both obviously have no interiors. That is for later. But let's take a look at this one. We have a dark oak and mangrove trim, some mud bricks on the bottom and some calcite on the top. Then we come over to this one right here. We have beehives as the base, and I think it makes it look a lot better. Just like how we put the barrels under the oak logs and stuff. And peep the copper grates. This is what we used from the trial chamber earlier. They're actually waxed as well. You can tell by the little outline I have on it. And then you come inside, there's nothing. Look over here, there's gonna be a massive interior in here. I like how it connects to this house right here though, so if we ever need to add anything over here, we definitely have enough space to. But eventually we're gonna have to remove the leaves and the trapdoors because these are no longer windows. But yeah, this place is looking super nice. But one thing I want to address though, I may have left a couple of chests over here outside of this. Oh, that was really full actually. I need to go clean that up. Detour. Yeah, but that aside, we definitely left a couple of chests right here and it ended up letting a zombie get in, trampling our farmland, which you know I hate, and then he kind of bit up our villager, which he's gone. He's gone. It's so sad. Now this guy doesn't have a friend anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, man. So, yeah, I'm thinking we should make a little bit of a railway all the way up from our villager trading hall castle, which go watch that episode if you haven't, going all the way down the hill and over here, putting one more villager inside of here so you can become a farmer and keep giving us potatoes. Actually, I think it's a good idea to go down here and check how much potatoes we have, and ooh, that's a lot. But the carrots are probably all the way up to here, aren't they? Yep, they definitely are. We have a lot of carrots. We can start trading these to villagers as well. So yeah, let's go do that right now. And alright, so this guy's looking nice and snazzy inside of his brand new potato farm. I'm thinking if I come in here and actually harvest the field, help him out a little bit, it'll speed up the process. Oh yeah, also we have to fix this right here. Put a potato. So now look at the nice little skyline we've got going on. It's looking so nice. Adds so much more depth. It's not just that one house. I love it. But the thing is, we still have a little bit more to do. Those 3 chests right there contain the materials that we need to build the rest of the houses. So let's hit a time lapse and build them up right now. This area looks so incredibly good. Let's talk a little bit about the elephant in the room. Yes, I removed this tree, which, yes, it was also one of my favorites. But you gotta admit, it does kind of mess up the line of sight. And messing up the line of sight in Minecraft is a no sin. Sin in Minecraft, a sin. But yeah, we do have a pretty large space right here, which doesn't really have anything in it. I mean, unless you're counting all the flowers and grass. So what I want to try out is I want to try and make a little bit of an alternated field. It'd be like a strip of carrots, strip of potatoes, and so on. So I guess we'll just see how it looks in a second. And okay, so the fields are planted, and actually afterwards I added a couple of planter boxes. My friend Crypto does this, and I wanted to do it myself, and I think it looks pretty good. Once these fields are grown up, it'll look a lot better. And hey, it filled up the space exactly as I wanted it to. And I was thinking, while we're waiting for those fields to grow up, we should do a little bit of work on the interiors. I don't think they deserve too much, but at least just a floor and a roof or something like that. And I'm sure once we're done, we'll come back and see these fields all grown up. I'm also debating whether or not we should put some coarse dirt in between the fields, but I guess we'll just find out later, right? So let's start by taking out the grass at the bottom of this room, and now that it is gone, let's start by placing some unstripped oak logs on the ground, and then let's start putting beehives in all of the open spaces that we can find. And wow, we are already out of beehives. Looks like we're gonna go have to craft a little bit more. And okie dokie, we got a couple more so we can finish off the ground. And now let's go along stripping all of these logs. I'm sure you can see the effect that I'm going for here. I actually already have this in one of the blacksmith builds over there at the mining village. And yeah, now we have like a super clean, sleek floor design. But what should I use for the roof though? That's the question. Saying we should craft up a bunch of spruce slabs. Check on this wandering trader. And what do you have? Some packed ice? I guess that's pretty decent. Slime balls, I need to get that. Let's fly on up and grab grab some emeralds. That's a lot. Come here, my friend, I am not done. And okay, let's buy all the slime balls, and I guess we should buy all the packed ice as well. And also let's place down a pressure plate made of oak. So now we can just walk out the door like that, and when we need to come in, we can go and it'll close by itself. Pretty cool, huh? Let's place a torch down in here just so nothing spawns. And I'm thinking it should go like this. 1, 2... 1, 2, I guess we'll go 3 and then another 2. And now we can just keep that same exact outline going all the way across. Diagonals are pretty difficult to work with, but this shouldn't be that hard. And okay, so the roof is looking pretty nice. This side over here is even, so that's why the roof looks a little bit different over here than it does over here. What's the best we could come up with? Well, I guess we can add a slab right there or something. I don't know. It's gonna be awkward either way. And for right now, that's pretty much all I want to do inside of here. And now that we've placed some lanterns in, we can remove the torches, and it's looking a lot brighter now. I might want to eventually use this as some sort of storage room, but I'm not sure. One thing I think we should do though is we should make a little bit of a doorway going over here. So let's remove these blocks right here, craft up some trap doors. That's not enough, we're gonna need a little bit more, and then place those down on the sides. And now we got a little bit of a nice little walkway going over into the next house. And for in here, I think I want to go for a darker tone, maybe a spruce floor. I just found out why it looks so awkward. You need to add one more layer of slabs on this side. Yeah, there we go. Now it's a little bit more even, looking nice. See, it's really just trial and error at this point. So yeah, let's place some torches in here, and same thing as the other house. Let's remove all of the grass that's on the floor. And I guess we just dug into a small little cave, I guess. I probably blocked it off before. Dang, this is literally history right here, guys. What the heck? Okay, so let's take these stripped spruce logs, which is that an alliteration? I think it is, and take them all the way across. I feel like spruce gives a very inviting and like warm atmosphere. I'm not sure. Then we can add like a cozy red rug in here, maybe. I think that's a good idea. Let's craft up a couple more slabs, and I'm thinking a good lighting source could be if we put a little fence right there and see if we have any lanterns. Do we have any? No, we don't. I guess we're out. But eventually I want to put a lantern under this. Oh man, I forgot. I'm gonna have to expand the pathway over to the store as well. Yeah, just like that. Then just as usual, we can craft up a couple of pressure plates and put them down so that we can walk through it. And just like I said earlier, I want to keep it simple, probably just a floor and a roof, just because I might come back in the future and make storage rooms. And I'm thinking in this building we can do just like the other building and put the beehives and the stripped logs. And we barely have enough, which that's pretty nice. They could come across placing our beehives with that nice little texture. It's the same on the bottom as it is on the top. And then finally strip all of the logs. And we can probably find out a way to fit some sort of staircase right here, which I know you can't really see, sorry. Let's put a torch down. But for that, we're going to need to make a couple more stairs. And then a really cool trick I know is if we make a couple of gates, 3 is not enough, so we're probably gonna need like 4. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have a nice little bit of sort of stabilization holding the stairs up, and it makes it a little bit less bulky than putting another stair under. And yes, I removed the fence from earlier, so we're not going to put a lantern there anymore. But what we will do is we will remove all of this right here, place one more stair, and now we're at the upper floor. And up here we're going to do the same thing as before. We're probably not going to do anything with the roof though, just because it's already kind of short, and it's looking pretty good already. So yeah, this is I guess another semi-finished interior. Now we have this one over here leading into this one over here. Oh my gosh guys, I just realized something so funny. Let me grab some chests and then go down to our sugarcane and bamboo farm. And if you look down here, you can see that there's some sort of blockage going on, and I'm assuming this is a full chest, and yes it is. It's crazy it's already filled up and it hasn't even been built for that long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out that lantern right there, add a couple of chests. We'll do one more stack right here. Then let's grab all of the bamboo that we can take and then put it right here into this. And yeah, so now we have a nice little source of storage for our bamboo, just in case it gets overfilled, you know. Also, there has to be some sort of zombie down here. I keep hearing some groans. Yeah, I found him. He's right here. Take this guy out. Hold on, if I do this, pop. But yeah, now we have the next interior to tackle. But first I want to come into here and create a nice little archway just like we have right here. Then we can recreate this with the trapdoors and the stairs later, but for now, what we always do, let's take out all of the grass. If you guys are confused why you're seeing some spruce on the ground, that is because under here is where the bamboo farm is. And okay, so for the floor, I was thinking we could alternate some tough and some tough bricks. And yeah, like super rustic, and I like it, so let's keep doing this. Yes, I know I could just use slabs, but I don't know. know, I really just like having a full block under me at all times. I don't know if that's some weird Minecrafter thing, but I don't know, I have it. Then let's also take out all of these leaves right here. Of course, all of the window panes as well. And it kind of irks me to do this, but let's take out the vines as well without shearing them. We can take these out later. Also, this is a little bit random, but let's check on the iron farm because we haven't done an iron farm check since like the last 3 episodes. Yeah, it's still working, but if you look right here, oh, I guess it's not clogged. Let's check it out. Yeah, that's a lot of iron. We love that. Also, I guess a couple of zombies decided to try him and they found out. They effed around and found out. If you don't have an iron farm, I don't know what you're doing. Let's also buy some golden carrots because our supply is going down pretty rapidly. Come here, sir. Lovely. And now let's add some dark oak logs on the ceiling, alternated just like usual. And after adding the slabs in, then we can strip all of the logs. And yeah, now it has that nice little indented design on the top. Then I also want to go right here, alternating tough and tough brick slabs. Then let's place some tough stairs right here. Place some lanterns in all 4 corners. Then let's put the fence gates underneath. Yeah, look at that, looks so nice. And yeah, now we got the nice tough alternated floor down here, and then we have the nice little dark oak alternated floor up here, which is a floor up here, and I guess a ceiling down here. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But now that we're up here, we should remove all of this deep slate. This was from the house on the right. I'm thinking we should try to come up with a nice design for the roof. So first, let me put a torch up here just so nothing spawns. And yeah, let's repeat the same design over on the right. However, there's a problem, and that is the fact that this is not even. So scratch that entire design. Instead, let's make some spruce beams going all the way across, and then we can put these slabs in between. So it's a little uneven, but it's better than me breaking down this entire wall. But one thing we can do is remove this part of the wall right here, and now we have our usual archway. Pretty nice, huh? Can we remove this actually? Yeah, we can. These don't even need to be here. Let's do a spruce outline. Now it has a nice little divider. And now, yeah, I guess that is another semi-interior done. We should put down some lanterns though, so light this place up. Let's also add our archway down here. So now we can start inside of this building, walk our way all the way over into this one, and finally also walk over into this one. All 3 of them have an upstairs as well, with these 2 connected. Actually, this one doesn't have an upstairs. False alarm, sorry. But yeah, man, I really like how this area has come out. And if we take a step outside, our fields are all grown in. So look at how beautiful this is. So nice, right? One idea I had though is we should add a couple more of those planter boxes over here just to balance it out a little bit. But my friends, I do think that is going to be where we are going to end off today's episode. All of these buildings add so much character to this area. And now from our starter house, we can see this beautiful view right here. If you guys have any ideas of what to add in this open space right here, please let me know down in the comments below. Just let me know. I'm going to keep an open mind. Also, that's a floating block. What the heck? But yeah, my friends, I love this place. I want to start uploading a lot more frequently, and that does mean weekly. So therefore, there isn't going to be as much technical or big projects done in each video. However, I am going to be upping the frequency of the videos while trying to maintain the quality. Also, I do play on a pretty prestigious football team, so we do stuff all of the time, and it is really hard to find some spots to actually do YouTube. But when you have passions, you find time for them, you know? So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Oh yeah, also, I want to try and make my weekly upload schedule on Fridays, and I am currently finishing this on a Tuesday, and I have no idea if this is going to come out on a Wednesday or a Friday, but I want Fridays to be my upload day. I don't know, we'll figure it out, guys. But as always, my friends, I love you, and Jesus loves you so much more. God bless, and you guys have a fantastic day. Goodbye. Yes.